This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Settles under it. The senior makes the catch. Perfection. Neshannock, again, are your Class 2A state champions.
Force out the third, and that will do it. Mohawk is your 3A softball champions.
Buzzer's gonna sound. Union repeats as the Class 1A Wpial champions.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
The sideline getting by one defender, and he's going to go all the way by Harrison. Harrison on the ground finds Blundo. Blundo rolls it in, up and good for two.
Shallow right field, giving a run, and a sliding catch made.
Down to 6 on the play clock. Here's the snap in the hole. The kick is up. The kick is long enough. It is good.
That's fly ball deep right field. Get out of here.
Hope running for his life. Throws it up for grabs. There's a man open.
Touchdown.
No way!
Ripped away from him. Right back to Stanley from the seat of his pants, and he throws it off the window and in.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Live from Bob Legge Stadium, it is the second season the WPIL playoffs begin tonight. It is Neshannock hosting Jeannette in a first-round matchup in the Single A tournament. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, MVP Insurance, the Newcastle Transit Authority, Penn Ohio Bottled Water, the Red Zone, Madurb Honor Law, Gem Builders Incorporated, Pontius Insurance, Works in Progress, Joseph's Marketplace, City Rescue Mission, something for your wall photography, the Tri-County Principals Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Well, this is it right here, Tim Continenza. It's either football season or you're on to the winter sports season. It's win or go home. It's Neshannock, the 4 seed in the Single A tournament. They are red hot right now. They've won 7 games in a row. They've been on a tear offensively during the 7-game stretch. In fact, the last loss comes all the way back in September on the 6th against Elwood City, who's one of the top seeds in the 2A tournament. Jeannette, up and down season. They had a nice little start to the season, lost 3 in a row to the best competition that they played, ended the season on a 3-game winning streak, and they're here tonight trying to pick off one of the top 4 seeds in Single A.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to the head coach a little bit for Jeannette before the game, and you know they're up for the challenge. They know the challenge in front of them is huge, and they're more concerned about the front 7 of the Neshannock offense and defense, and that's really what they're most concerned about. How can they handle that? If they can make plays into the backfield and try to stop that run game from Neshannock, they believe they can hang into this game and surprise some people. That's going to be a tough chore for them tonight because, as you mentioned, the Lancers have been on a roll here and led by Gino Mazzocca, who's just been phenomenal. Over 2,000 total yards from offense, 1,400 yards passing, almost 700 yards rushing. Just a phenomenal season that he has had. And then you add the running backs, and then you got Akins and, of course, Edward, who both, between the two of them, rushed for over 1,000 yards.
This is a Neshannock team that over the final 7 games of the regular season, 366 yards of offense. More impressively, 216 yards on the ground. They've rushed for 803 yards in the last 3 games, an average of 268 yards per game. It's an overcast night here in Neshannock. It's also pretty cold. It was a little warmer this morning in the 60s. It has dropped all the way down to 47 degrees, and it's going to be right around 46, 45 degrees at kickoff, and the temperature is going to dip into the low 40s before we are all said and done here tonight. The winner of this game will take on next week either the 5th seed Greensburg Central Catholic or the 12th seed Monessen. We'll have all the scores for you across the Single A bracket. We'll keep an eye on the Mohawk game as they take on Keystone Oaks in Double A as well. Tonight's broadcast of the WPIL playoffs is brought to you for free to watch on lcsportsnet.com thanks to attorney Lou Parada. Lou and his staff are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance of achieving a positive result. Our attorneys are committed to excellence. We handle every case with dedication to personal service. Visit louparada.com for more information or to request a free injury case evaluation. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from the coaches and continue talking about tonight's playoff game. This is the WPIL Single A Playoffs on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Calling all sports fans. Never miss a moment with real-time alerts, keeping you in the loop when your favorite teams are playing.
Get instant updates sent straight to your phone with game schedules, changes, and all the latest news.
You can receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for game time.
Be the first to cheer on your local teams and show your support.
Receive important updates and reminders, so you're always prepared for the game.
Signing up is quick and easy. Don't miss out. Sign up now and stay connected to the action.
Plus, follow us on social media for live updates, behind-the-scenes content, and community news.
Welcome back to our pregame show, our opportunity to talk to Jeannette's head coach, Palone. And, Coach, just take a moment and talk about your season, where you're at this season, and getting ready for part 2 of the season in the playoffs.
Yeah, here we go. 1-0, first round of the playoffs. You know, we're pretty excited what we did in the season. We competed for a conference title. We came up short of that. We're happy to be here, first round of the playoffs in Neshannock.
Let's talk about tonight's game against Neshannock. What are some of the obstacles that they put in front of you that you have to be prepared for?
Sure, many obstacles, all 3 phases. A lot of good players over there, a lot of guys with offers. So we recognize how good they are and the season they had, and we got to be ready to go.
Talk about your offense. What are some of the keys for you tonight?
Sure, fast start, protected Kamani Brown. They bring the heat. We have some things in store for that to take care of their heat, especially number 13 right there at the end. So, we're going to have our hands full, but we just need to get started early and often, protect the football.
And on the defensive side, Neshannock has a unique offense. It can run the ball, can throw the ball. Just talk about some of the keys for you tonight.
Sure. Defensively, like you said, starts with the run game. We've got to shut down the run. And when you shut down the run, you got to shut down the pass. So they got a lot of good athletes running vertical routes. And, we're going to have our hands full. We got to come ready to play.
That's Jeannette's head coach, Palone, and we'll be back right after this.
Thank you.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
Hey, Mom, do you need a ride to the store today?
Oh, no thanks, hon. I got it covered. Mike's taking me.
Okay, well, you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, right? I can take you to that.
No, I got it covered too. Mike's taking me.
Mike?
Yes, Mike's my Axe driver. Picks me up right at my door and even helps carry my groceries. It's so convenient to schedule and ride with Axe. Wish I would have called him sooner.
Okay, Mom. Sounds like you got it covered.
I have an apple pie ready to eat. How about you help me with that?
There's something special about this time of year. Spirits are high. The season is right. You can feel it in the air. It's fun. Made better with friends, better with family, better outside. And it all starts here. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Zingleopal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Welcome back to our pregame show. My opportunity to talk to Coach Bonjavango of Neshannock. Coach, just take a moment and talk about the fastest 10 weeks of the season going by so fast and getting ready for the second part of the season.
We knew it was coming. It did come up pretty quick. We're excited, though, for the opportunity to come out and compete in the playoffs. No matter what the committee picked, we knew we were going to get a playoff game this week. We're excited to come out here and, compete against a really good Jeannette football team, historic program. A lot of good football players have come through that program. Obviously, once again, a historically, traditionally really good program. So excited for the opportunity. It did go by fast, but, here we are now. We're ready for the next step.
Yeah, it is the second season, so let's get into it. Let's talk about Jeannette. What's some of the obstacles that they put in front of you that you have to be prepared for?
They got a playmaker at the quarterback position, a guy that just makes plays for him. He was a really good receiver for them last year. Now he's playing quarterback for them this year. Really good football player. They got a lot of guys on the perimeter that can make you miss. So we got to be able to rally to the football and tackle it. They are a big play type of team, so we got to limit those big plays the best we can. And then offensively, we got to take care of the football. We can't turn it over. Can't make mistakes. We got to play mistake-free football and limit those penalties. We all know that's been a haunting thing for us here at Neshannock past few weeks. So we got to continue to do what we do and just execute on both sides of the ball.
Let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. Gino, over 2,000 total yards this year, both in passing and rushing. Just talk about what he brings to the offense, what you need him to be tonight as your leader at quarterback position.
We need him to be Gino. I tell him that every single week. Like, he doesn't got to be a superhero. He doesn't got to be out here and make every single play. He just got to take what the defense gives him and trust the guys around him. That's really what Gino got to do and be Gino. He's going to make plays when he has to. As long as he's taking care of the football, we're excited about that. He just needs to be him. That's all we were looking for out of him. Offensively, he makes us go, obviously. But those big boys up front, we're relying a lot on them tonight to come to play like they did the past couple weeks and really grind it out for us. We're excited. Hopefully our guys, answer the bell and know that, this is win or go play basketball season. So we got to make sure we're putting our best foot forward.
Let's talk about your backfield in a sense.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
Back here at Bludgy Stadium, Eric Thomas, Tim Continenza with you here on the pregame show. We're about 13 minutes away from kickoff of tonight's WPIL first round matchup in the single A bracket. Let's take a look at the rest of the matchups tonight. The number 1 seed Fort Cherry will take on 16 seed Brentwood. Leechburg and Cornell matchup in the 8-9 game. This game right here is the 4-13 game, Neshannock and Jeannette. And then on the bottom of this side of the bracket, it's Greensburg Central Catholic and Monessen. Over on the other side, the 2 seed Clareton takes on Rochester. Laurel is in action tonight against California. We'll keep you updated on that game as well. Bishop Canevin, the 3 seed, takes on 14 seed Bentworth, and it's the 6 seed Jefferson Morgan battling Southside, who comes into the tournament as the 11 seed, and hopefully we'll have updates from all those games, particularly the Greensburg Central Catholic Monessen game, as the winner of this game will take on the winner of that game. Greensburg Central Catholic, Jeannette, same conference in the WPIL along with Leechburg. So two of the three that battled it out for second place behind Clairton are on this side of the bracket in 1A. And 2A tonight, Mohawk takes on Keystone Oaks. They'll face South Park if they get through that game. Elwood City, of course, being a top seed, has a bye, and they will await the winner of South Allegheny and Waynesburg Central. So we'll pass along scores from that game tonight as well, as we are about set for kickoff here in a few minutes. And let's talk a little bit more about this game here tonight. This Jeannette team has won a handful of close games. They started out the season beating Mount Pleasant 28-27. And when they went into the season, they thought Marcus McGowan was going to be their quarterback. They've actually gone to Kamani Brown, who has turned in quite a good season, both as a runner and a passer. And that really kind of helped this offense take off a little bit. Now, they got to the midpoint of the season when they played Leechburg and Greensburg Central Catholic and Clairton, and they did nothing against those three teams. In fact, they were completely blanked by Clairton. Everybody's been blanked by Clairton this season. But in those games, not competitive, 122-40 in terms of scoring. Leechburg got this team for 391 yards rushing. They've had problems stopping the run all season, but let's talk a little bit about their offense first. Moving their top pass catcher to quarterback, and Tommy Pallone telling everybody that he's a natural quarterback in the midway point of the season. He's not wrong. This kid's been able to put up some big numbers for this team.
He really has. I mean, he's completed 71 passes. He's thrown for over 1,400 yards. He's also added almost 850 yards rushing. He's averaging almost 10 yards per carry. He's thrown 19 touchdown passes, only 9 interceptions for a first-year quarterback or a mid-season quarterback. He's done a fantastic job on that level, and I think that's exactly what they needed. They needed a spark, and you had to find a person who can control the game and run it and give you the plays necessary. And let's face it, your quarterback touches the ball on every play. It's so important in high school football and at every level of football. But when you get to the playoffs, you need your quarterback to play his best game.
Yeah, they then turn around and beat Ligonier Valley by 7 and score in the last 30 seconds of that game. And then they beat Brentwood 42-41. So this team's a little battle-tested when it comes to close games. Not really sure what the feel of this game is going to be right now. This kind of feels like it might be a slightly higher-scoring game. But then you have the problem of this rushing attack is a little bit better than some of the ones that Jeannette's faced this season, so we'll see what happens down the stretch. Of course, Jeannette's got a rich history in the WPIL, 10-time WPIL champs, been in the state finals 4 times. They've won 2 of them, last getting there in 2020, the COVID season where they lost to Steelton Highspire at Hershey Park Stadium. 21 unbeaten seasons, 26 conference titles. Their last playoff game came in the first round. They lost last year to California 44-7, and then before that, Clairton. They had sort of a weird stretch there after the state final where they lost all these underclassmen after the 2020 season and almost didn't have a program. In fact, they go 1-9 the next year. Roy Hall, who was the head coach here for a long time, leaves. And then Tom Pallone, who played quarterback for this Jeannette program, comes in, keeps everybody together. It's a relatively young team. It's a very small roster. They haven't had the biggest rosters. They're one of the smaller single-A schools, but how about the fact that he's been able to kind of put this team together? He goes, wins 3 games his first year. He comes back. He wins 7 last year to get to the playoffs, and here they are in the playoffs the second year in a row.
It really is a phenomenal job. When you look at the size of the roster, as you mentioned, and what they have been able to achieve. I mean, this is a historically good program that's had great players come through its ranks. So it's a matter of really taking advantage of recognizing your talent and putting them in positions to succeed. And Coach Pallone has done that, and you got to give him a lot of credit on that. And I think that is really the number one mark of a great coach is recognizing talent and where to put them and how to utilize them. And so far in his short term here at Jeannette, he's been able to do that, and he's building a program. And it's like you mentioned, they got maybe 30 total players on the roster?
About, yeah. Yeah, it's not a very deep roster. In fact, they are pretty young across the board. Of course, they had Brad Birch at quarterback who played in that state final, and just a couple of seniors on the roster too. But most of the skill players, including Brown, including J.C. Powell, who we'll talk about tonight, wide receiver is top threat, Nick Mendoza, Some of these guys like McAllister Steele who start for him, their tight end Xavier Orducio Farrow and Hunter Schaefer. These guys are all sophomores, freshmen. Some of their top linemen like Carmine Danutis is only a junior. So they have a lot of pieces to build with here. And the fact that these guys got to the playoffs as sophomores, freshmen, and then they're coming back this year, and in one case, one of them was an 8th grader last year, but then they're coming back now as sophomores and juniors. They're building a pretty good rapport here for this Jeannette program once again.
Yeah, I mean, you got, like I said, Brown's thrown 19 touchdowns, but you look at what Powell and Saunders has added between the two of them, 23 touchdowns. I mean, that's phenomenal for, production, and that's what you're looking for in big plays. I mean, Saunders is averaging 26 yards per catch, and Powell's averaging just under 40 yards per catch. It's a ridiculous amount of yardage that they're getting. So it's yards after the catch has really been impressive probably for this team all season long.
This Neshannock team is 18-3 the last 2 seasons. In fact, 29-5 the last 3. These two teams have met twice, only twice in their history, both in the postseason. It was a win by Neshannock 46-32 in 2014, and then Jeannette 25-15 in 2015. We'll take one more time out before we get to kickoff here. You're watching the WPIL playoffs. Today's broadcast presented by attorney Lou Parada. They have highly skilled support staff which serves every client to the best of their ability and will work closely with you through every stage of your case. Give them a call at 724-658-9980 or visit them on South Jefferson Street in Newcastle. This is the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
From high school to the pros and everything in between, you're listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One network.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Dix, and Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance, and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Back here at Bludgy Stadium, Eric Thomas, Tim Continenz with you about 4 minutes from kickoff. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by the Crane Room Grill. Grab a seat in the bar, in the dining room, the loft, or outside in the patio. There's plenty of room at the Crane Room or place an order for takeout, appetizers, dinner, or homemade desserts to go. Call to place your order at 724-656-1553. Offensively for Neshannock, 9-1 overall, 6-0. They finished in the WPIL Big 7. They are the 4th seed in this single A tournament. The offensive line, Connor Flannery, Dante Cancello, Joey Veronese, along with Brennan Stewart. In the center is Tony Parada. The quarterback, of course, is Gino Mazzacco, 62% completion percentage on the season. In fact, we also saw him play defense a week ago, so we'll see if Michael Bongiavengo will throw him back out there on the defensive side of the ball tonight. Of course, he's joined in the backfield by Anthony Eakin, and the wide receivers are Brady Frasso, Dom Cubelis, Ethan Beam. The tight ends are Brady Montgomery, and when he's in there, Ashton Allison. Defensively for the Lancers, they'll start many of these guys across the front. They have a talented freshman in Matthew Tillman. We talked about him a lot last week in the game against Laurel, and then Tony Parada, Joey Veronese, along with Brady Montgomery up front. The linebackers tonight are Griffin Wyan, Ashton Allison, Ethan Beeman. The corners are Brady Frasso and Dom Cubelis. The safeties tonight, Anthony Eakin. We'll see possibly, again, Gino Mazzacco in there, get some time as well. in the defensive backfield. For Jeannette, 7-3. They're 4-3 out of the Eastern Conference. They are the 13 seed. You see the coin toss going out on the field at the moment. Kamani Brown is the starting quarterback tonight. 55% completion percentage, 19 touchdown passes. He's rushed for 100 yards 5 times this season, and he scored 9 rushing touchdowns. So he is going to be on display tonight along with J.C. Powell, a talented 5'8", 165-pound sophomore with 39 receptions. Nick Mendoza, they'll mix and match their linebackers. It's also possible tonight we could see both quarterbacks play too, depending on what the situation is. Marcus McGowan, who got the start at the beginning of the season, would be the other starter. Some of the linemen up front for him tonight, Carmine Dianudis, 5'11", 245-pound. Wyatt Schaefer is also up front. We'll keep an eye on him along with Nick Stutchell, a 6'2", 220-pound senior. We are about set to go here for the opening night of the WPIL Single A playoffs. And again, the winner tonight will face Greensburg Central Catholic or Monessen next Friday night. If it's Neshannock, it'll be right back here. And if it's Jeannette, they would go on the road either way because Monessen, the 12 seed, would host, or their conference rival, Greensburg Central Catholic, would also host against them. It'll be Neshannock to receive the ball. Dom Cubelis and Anthony Eakin are back deep to receive the kick. And this WPIL Single A tournament is about to get underway. Again, it's an overcast night. Temperatures in the 40. It's a good night for high school football here, the first Friday night of November as we enter the second season of the football season 2024 version. Set to go, and again, it's Cubelis on the far side and Eakin on the near side. And this WPIL Single A playoff game from Bledgey Stadium is underway. It's a low line drive, touched by one of the upmen, and then trailing towards the backside of the sideline. Sam Floria picks it up, and he's going to just inch his way across the 20 and is swarmed right short of the 25-yard line. So Neshannock will start 1st and 10 from its own 24-yard line with the talented Gino Mazzacco, the junior quarterback. This season, 14 touchdown passes and 13 rushing touchdowns. He's had some big plays in his back pocket, and he was spectacular last week when they needed him against Laurel to wrap up the Big 7.
As Coach Bonjovingo mentioned before in the pregame, it's the guys up front in the rushing game. That's what they've been really having some great success during this run of success. They're looking to establish that early here tonight.
Mazzacco will hand it off. Play number 1 is a handoff to Eakin, and he gets a short, very short gain as Maji Sanders is there for the stop for Jeannette. And that might not have even been a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for Neshannock as we're just underway.
Yeah, that's a great start here if you're Jeannette. Hold his running game to no yardage.
Yeah, they've been gashed all season long with Zacco. Throw to the far side. Catch is made over there by Cubelis. Makes a man miss. Gets upfield. And he is upended just shy of the first down sticks on the Jeannette sideline. It'll be a 3rd down and short with 11:25 to go in the opening quarter. First drive of the night and a nice play on 2nd down for this Neshannock offense. 3rd down, and they're going to mark him out to about 3 yards shy of the first down, so they'll give him 7. And the hard count by Gino Mazzacco is going to yield, we think. Yes, it will. 5 yards and a first down for Neshannock, so they don't even have to run a play on 3rd down. They get the first. First down of the night. 1st and 10. From the 33, Mazzacco back to pass, is backpedaling, scrambles out of the pocket, going to air it out down the field. And Cubelis was the intended receiver, but Mazzacco had to rush that. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, added open player as he went to roll out to his right, found him at the sticks, just a little too tall for him to bring it down and keep his feet in bounds right against the sideline there.
Jeffrey Mazel is bottom of your screen on 2nd down and 10. Mazzacco. And they're going to get a flag on Neshannock here to back them up 5. He was trying to communicate with one of the receivers over on the far side, and something happened there and just not on the same page. That'll cost Neshannock 5 yards.
Just a little false start, basically getting out of position. And that will cost them 5, and they'll push the ball back here to the 31.
1st and 15 for the Lancers. Mazzaka will hand it off. No, he keeps. Good fake to Eakin, but the defense for Jeannette is there, as they did not bite on that fake all the way. Nick Stutchell is the defensive lineman, 67, who is in there on the stop. Short gain from Mazzaka of 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11. Stutchell, one of those talented defensive linemen. Again, it's not a very deep Jeannette team. Wpial in motion on 2nd down. Mazzaka, the snap. Looking to pass, backpedals again. Little side armor to Wpial, and he couldn't hang on to it. And Mazzaka's missed 2 in a row, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because they set up that screen nicely there to Wpial, and the ball was there. He just kind of dropped it. And once he dropped it, they couldn't quite get it in. So there comes a punting situation, and they'll give the ball up to Jeannette for the first time tonight.
That was 3rd down, so this is going to be a punting situation here for Neshannock. So they go up to the 36 and no further on their first drive, and this punt.
It's going to be short, and it's going to be bad.
Very good one.
Off the side of the foot there.
Out of bounds just over midfield by Ashton Allison. So Jeanette's going to get pretty good starting field position for Brown in this Jayhawks offense.
Yeah, only a 14-yard kick there, Eric. And they'll have 1st down and 10. I think they're going to mark it right at midfield. So it'll be a very short field coming up here for Jeannette for their first drive.
Season high 490 yards against Brentwood, that 1-point win they had, averaging 334 yards of offense per game on the season, and that includes what happened to them against Clareton, where they were just completely shut down in a shutout loss. As Brown will take the snap, retreats to pass, steps up in the pocket. Here's where he's dangerous. Brown takes off, a lot of room. Neshannock territory to the 30, big gain down the sideline, tiptoes, and he's out of bounds. Deep into Lancers territory, a 1st down on the first play of the night for the Jayhawks with 10:24 to go in the opening quarter.
Brown made a nice play there, just kind of let everyone go deep, and then took off, and he seen all that empty field in front of him, moved to his right, went down the sideline, tiptoeing, and went out of bounds at the 22. So a nice pickup there for the Jeannette team to start tonight's ball game on 1st down.
So a 28-yard gain on 1st down for Brown. They're just knocking on the door. It's a low snap, and Brown went down to a knee to retrieve it back at the 32. Or the 27. So it's going to be a loss of 5. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 from the 27 with 10:04 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, that was just a scenario where the snap was low and they couldn't get quite what they were looking to get started. And sometimes you're better off just laying on the ball and bringing it up the next down, and that's what they are at. It's 2nd down and 15 now.
Lancers show a little pressure on 2nd down. Their pressure was so good last week against Laura. Here they come, Montgomery. Brown keeping it alive. He can't keep it alive any further in the backfield as Montgomery stuck with it and dragged him down at the 40-yard line. It's a loss of 13. It'll be 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, great defense again here, getting penetration here by the front 7 for Neshannock as they got into the backfield, and what they were able to do, more importantly, they had 3 guys. Each one took a lane and kept Brown from moving outside and breaking containment, and in the process, they get the 13-yard sack.
It's the 13th sack on the season for this Lancers defense. 34th tackle for loss. How about a 3rd and 28 from the 40 after that big play by Brown on 1st down? Jeanette's gone backwards the last couple of plays. They're going to have to burn a timeout here with 8:47 to go. We did get a flag.
Could delay a game before the timeout.
Wow.
So that's going to cost them another 5, and they'll put the ball at the 45-yard line. So this drive started at midfield at the 50. The first play was 28 yards. Since then, they've gone back for a basically 3rd down and super long.
33 yards. Brown going to try to go deep. It's well covered. He dumps it off out of the backfield to Wpial. And Powell out of bounds, chased there by Beeman, but that's going to bring up 4th down for the Jayhawks with 8:38 to go in the first quarter.
Well, they get it out to the 35-yard line. They'll pick up 5 on the play. But here's the question is they probably don't have much of a kicking game. So I imagine this is going to have to be just a 4th down and see what they can come up with. See if they can get Brown maybe to find some empty spaces or try to find a release downfield. We'll have to see how they handle this on this 4th down and 22.
Goes in the books as an 11-yard gain for Powell, the hookup. They will go for it on 4th down, 4th and 22 from the 35. First drive of the night for the Jayhawks. Brown back to pass, steps up. Brown trying to keep it alive, nothing open. He takes off, and he's going to get dragged out of bounds on the Neshannock sideline as Sam Floria, the talented freshman, steps up to make the play. Turnover on downs, going to give the ball back to Neshannock with 8:29 to go in the first quarter. That change of possession is brought to you by Maduro Bonner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions. MaduroBonnerLaw.com, your community firm with a personal connection and individualized service.
Yeah, big defense there for Neshannock. Coming up big on 4th down. Another sack in the process. That's 2 on that drive. And they'll take over offense, see if they can get that big running game here for the Big Red going.
Mazzocco, low snap. Going to hand it off on 1st down. He can try to pick his way through the line, and he's going to run into a wall as he gets near the 40-yard line. That is Isaiah Jones, who is in there on the stop along once again with Sanders. It's a short gain for Neshannock to bring up 2nd down. Nothing there for Eakin. 2 carries, 2 yards early on.
Yeah, that got to be a little concern here for that offensive line. They have to be able to make some room.
2nd down and 8. Mazzocco going to fake it this time. Followed a block. Got to the outside. Mazzocco keeping his feet moving. Gino to the outside. Try to slip through another tackle. And then Powell's going to bring him down into Jeannette territory near the 45-yard line. It's a 1st down for the Lancers. Their 2nd of the night. And their first trip, although we got a flag all the way back at the 40-yard line, and that is in the area of holding. That's exactly what the call is, and that'll negate the run by Mazzocco.
Yeah. So far, both teams have been trying to get going, and they would find a negative play to cost them. Unfortunately for Neshannock, this is their 3rd penalty of the game already. They had a -5 earlier in the game on a false start, and they picked up one on a infraction against Jeannette.
Ship the tight ends to the other side of the formation. 2nd down and 18. Mazzocco, Eakin outside, trying to stay alive. Can't, gets back to the 30. And he is going to lose 1 officially back to the 29. It actually loses 2. And there is just no room for him to pick his way through. This Jeannette run defense, which has been much maligned all season, is stepping up big early on.
You know, they tried that screenplay last time, and it was set up nicely. And it's 3rd down and, 20 here. Wouldn't be surprised if they go right back to it, see if they can get something going here.
Mazzocco back to pass, going to air it out over the middle. Got a man, it's Montgomery, midfield, gets by 1 defender and is tripped up into Jeannette territory. And a 1st down on 3rd down and 18. It is Powell who makes the stop, but not before they connect. And another 1st down for Neshannock to keep the sticks moving with 6:50 to go in the first half.
Huge play right over the middle. Gino just looking over the defense, sees 13 across the field and just lays it out for him, and he picks up the big 1st down.
23-yard connection. As Mazzocco back to pass again, looking downfield, trying to keep it alive with his eyes, throws it out of bounds as the pressure bears down on Unwoodley. 2nd down and 10.
So far, we've seen Neshannock be able to use the passing game a little bit more effectively early going than the run game. Let's see if they try to maybe get a short pass type scenario to one of the backs and just try to get something going, get that run game going. So far, this offensive line has had trouble with this front 4 here from Jeannette.
Frasso and Cubelis, top of your formation. Now it's Cubelis in motion. They give it to him on the end around, trying to get to the corner. Does Dom upfield, and he's chased out of bounds. McAllister Steele had the angle on him, and Cubelis was able to scamper out of bounds, short of the 1st down. But it's only going to bring up a 3rd down and about, they give him the 1st down. They gave him a good spot.
Yes, they did.
The official on the side was about 1.5 yards short of the 1st down, but they gave it to him.
puts the ball at the 37.
Mazzocco over the middle, trying to feed that one to Maisel, and it's incomplete. Now to bring up second down.
Now, interesting thing about Cabellas as a runner, he's only had 5 carries coming into the game, but 51 yards. Add another 7 or 8 on that last carry for that first down. So, again, a very effective way to use Don Cabellas to get him the ball is that jet sweep.
Remember, he scored touchdowns 3 different ways against Mohawk to open the season here at Pledge Stadium. It's second down and 10 from the Jeannette 37. Mazzocco back to pass, airs it out down the field. It's tipped and knocked away as he's trying to go down the field to Maisel once again. And this Jeannette defense has been busy early on. That is Powell who has the coverage, and Mazzocco has only hit 2 passes here in the early going. He's 2 of 7, and he's missed 3 in a row.
Yeah, right now they got to just settle in and figure out exactly what they're finding out is over the middle has been more effective than going to the sides. They've been able to run on a jet sweep. Let's see what they choose to do here. They got a bunch there on the right side, right off the edge of the offensive line.
Third down and 10 from the 37 of the Jayhawks. They pitch it wide to Eakin. Cut off, he cuts back. Good run by Anthony Eakin. He's twisted around and dropped at the 30, so it's a 7-yard pickup for Eakin. Not enough for a first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3 as we hit 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. So we'll see what – and this, I mean, why would you even consider it from this distance to go for it on 4th and 2 here?
And they're going to go quickly, it looks like.
Watch the hard count as Mazzocco goes to it. And there's plenty of time on the play clock here. 17 on the play clock. They will throw it on 4th down over the middle, and it's knocked away from Cabellas. The coverage by McAllister Steele, and that's going to turn it over on downs back to Jeannette. That change in possession brought to you by Madur Bonner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions. MadurBonnerLaw.com, your community firm with a personal connection and individualized service. So 2 consecutive turnover on downs by each side, 1 by each side, and Jeanette's going to get it back here with 5:32 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, ball at the 29-yard line. Both teams being able to move in the middle of the field, but can't get past that 30-yard line deep in anybody's territory to make it move. So we'll see what Brown can do offensively. He had a big run on first down, his first opportunity.
And got him going early on as Lancers show pressure again. Brown will keep on first down, wiggles around, bounced off one defender, and gets up to the 35 on a 6-yard gain that time on first down. That'll bring up second down and 4. This Jeannette offense averages 166 through the air and 168 on the ground. You can't get more balanced than that. Longest pass this season, 70 yards. Longest rush, 75. Again, you can't get much more balanced than that.
I mean, you look at what Brown brings. He's run the ball 100 times coming into tonight's game and averaging 9.5 yards per carry.
Is that you asking what Brown can do for you?
Yes.
They will hand it off this time as Nick Mendoza gets the carry, his 49th carry of the season. One-time 100-yard rusher, 280 yards on the season, but it's going to be well short of the first down. Going to get the ball up to the 34. It's going to bring up a third down for this Jayhawks offense. Short run that time. Actually, he lost a yard. Third down and 5. The money down here for Jeannette and this Lancers defense as Brown looks. Brown going to air it out of the middle. It's almost intercepted at the 45 as Sam Flora, who's had a busy first quarter, could not hang on to that. He had space as he pulled that in.
He read that perfectly there, Eric, as he came across as that ball came up, cut in front of the receiver to make that play on the ball, and it hit his back arm, and he couldn't quite handle it and bring it in. But what a nice read on Flora's part.
4th down and 5. Brown will, looks like he's going to drop back to quick kick it. No return man back for Jeannette. Actually, he's going to take off and run. Brown cutting back, and he's not going to get there. Good job by the Neshannock special teams on the play, and they come up with a big stop. It's another turnover on downs. That turnover on downs brought to you by Madur Bonner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions, MadurBonnerLaw.com. And Neshannock will get it back in good starting field position with 3:58 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's the scenario there. It was a bad decision there by Brown as he looked like he had room to kick the ball. He looked like he was going to do kind of that rugby style, but pulled it down thinking that he could get to that first down. That sets up Neshannock big time here. First down and 10 at their own 37.
Got to capitalize on this drive. Third possession for the Lancers. They have been unsuccessful their first two. Trying to make the third time the charm. It's Maisel, bottom of your formation. And the whistle as Mazzocco takes the snap. And it looks like they did not run out of time.
No, there might be a false start here. We're in a neutral zone infraction against the
Jeannette,
defense.
Yeah.
So +5 on that. And first down and 5 coming up here for Neshannock.
So another penalty against the Jayhawks. Second one called against the visitors tonight. And the winner of this game, either Greensburg Central Catholic or Monessen, will have scoreboard updates for you when we can tonight. They hand it off to Eakin, dancing around, bounces to the outside and tripped up from behind. But a first down run for Anthony Eakin as Eli Jones makes the stop for Jeannette. Running clock down to 3:47 and another first down for the Lancers.
Looks like Eakin's being a little bit more particular there, taking his time, finding the holes, and then going forward as he picked up about 8 on that play out to the 22.
Mazzocco will backpedal. He's got to get rid of it. One-handed catch by Eakin, who's going to drag the defender close to the first down and drag down inbounds over on the far side as Mazzocco just waited and waited to dump that off, and then the circus catch by Eakin's going to keep the sticks alive with 3:14 to go in the first quarter.
Oh, my goodness. That was a one-handed down by his knees catch there by Akins, as he was able then to move forward and pick up big yardage.
Mazzocco hands it off. It is Eakin once again, and he is inside the 15, right near the 14, the original line of scrimmage. They have it at third down and 2, and it's a long 2 here. Third down and 2 from the 14. Mazzocco gets upfield, and he's dragged down at the 10, 4-yard gain and a first down for Neshannock with 2:26 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was just going to spin his way there forward. He got stopped twice, and he decided just to keep spinning and keep the tackle from being made, and he crosses the line again, picks it up, and it's first and goal coming up here for Neshannock.
In the red zone are the Lancers. Make sure you check out the red zone on Wilmington Road. Flag in, trick play. Cubelis throws wide open. This is going to get called back as we got flags down on both sides of the field.
And we had illegal motion. We had 2 men moving at the same time against Neshannock. It was a great play call, but they couldn't quite pull it off. That's going to cost them a few yards, and they'll become first and goal from the 15.
So Neshannock in the red zone. Make sure you stop by the red zone on Wilmington Road and Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. Voted best of the best in Lawrence County. So it's first and 15 from the 15. First and goal essentially from the 15. Mazzocco, quick throw over the middle and dangerously into traffic. His receiver not even looking for it at the moment that he threw it. That was Cubelis he was trying to feed that to, and it'll bring up second down.
The defensive back for Jeannette had a better look on the ball than Cubelis did. And but you got to give Gino credit. He threw the ball low where only his player could make a cut in front to make that play.
It's the 10th pass attempt by Mazzocco here in the first quarter. He's 3 of 10. Keep it on the ground this time. Gino right side. Gino sidesteps a man, stays alive. Mazzocco to the corner, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run by Gino Mazzocco, and with 1:46 to go in the opening quarter, Neshannock is in front 6-0.
Gino made a nice run, just let his blocks get out in front of him, went to his left, cut back, and then the ability to jump cut and move out to the right, gets his speed going and get to the end zone and give Neshannock their first lead here tonight.
Point after try by Bender is away, and it is through. So 1:46 to go in the opening quarter. It's Neshannock who strikes first. 7-0 Lancers. You're watching the WPIL playoffs. Today's broadcast is presented by attorney Lou Parada here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Gino Mazzocco, a 15-yard touchdown run, and that caps a good drive by the Lancers as they make Jeannette pay for the missed opportunity on that fourth down fake punt.
Yeah, and your drive summary is brought to you by Joseph's Marketplace, Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. That was a 5-play, 37-yard drive, capped on a 15-yard touchdown run by Gino Mazzocco.
Kick is away and returnable. And it is Brown getting to the edge, and Brown up the sideline, slipped by one, and is tackled near the 45-yard line, and that is where Jeannette will put it in play. 1st and 10 with 1:36 to go in the first frame as Neshannock has a 7-0 lead.
That's going to be really important for this Neshannock defense to come out and establish himself after the offense got on the scoreboard. See if they can get out here, make a 3-and-out, and maybe force a fourth down play again here from Jeannette, who's 0 for 2 on going fourth down so far tonight.
Brown had that big play on first down, their first drive. He's going to pitch it near side. That is cut off for the moment. And then getting to the outside and up to the 49 is going to be Mendoza. So it's a 3-yard pickup for Mendoza. Now to bring up second down and about 7 or 8 for Jeannette as we tick down to 1:15 to go in the first. Neshannock doing a good job defensively, as they did last week, just keeping everything in front of them. As Mazzocco is out there defensively at that safety spot for the second week in a row. As Brown will take the snap, going to roll out to his left, cuts back. Good run by Brown. There's a flag down as he gets twisted around inside the Neshannock 40, and he's down to the 37.
Unfortunately, that is in the holding area of the line. And I imagine that's what they're going to be calling here, and that play's coming back.
And it is a hold against the Jayhawks. That'll be their third penalty. 3 for 25 yards here, 2 of the 10-yard. Rather, that's their first 10-yard penalty here in this contest. Takes the ball back to the 38.
And went from the line of scrimmage. So bring up second down and 20 coming up here for the Jayhawks.
Down to 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. They will have to run a play. There's about a 21-second differential. Brown, low snap, looks. Brown, pressure. Brown keeping it alive. He thought about uncorking it, pulls it back. Brown once again going to just chuck it upfield and save the yardage. He was all the way back near the 30. Would have been an 8-yard loss had he gone down. He got rid of it and didn't lose anything, and it's going to be third down and long with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter.
He's very poised for a young quarterback as he was able to make a couple different decisions. Like you say, looked like he was going to just unleash it downfield, decided not to, move back outside, looking downfield again, and then realized, I could throw it into Neshannock's bench and come up with third down again and not lose any yardage. And that was a great play on that decision-making, I should say, by Brown. And we'll see what they come up with this on a third down and long.
Could be the last play of the first quarter. Down to 5 on the play clock. Jeannette's going to hurry up. They don't think they realize, and they do get it off, as Brown Steps up, and from behind, he's going to get, he got out of it. Brown upfield.
Oh, look at this.
Brown, another big run, a first down as he's into Neshannock territory inside the 45 and down to the 41-yard line of the Lancers on 3rd and 18. He converts.
Picks up about 20 on the play. And an impressive run there. Brown in shotgun there, goes back to pass, looking for something, couldn't quite make it happen, and in the process gets the first down.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. Today's broadcast of the WPIL playoffs is brought to you for free to watch on lcsportsnet.com. Thanks to attorney Lou Parada. For your free injury case evaluation, please call 724-658-9980 or visit him online at louparada.com. This is the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
Firefly Solar is a proud sponsor of LC SportsNet. From our regional business partnership to our community benefits agreement with local schools, Firefly Solar is dedicated to being an outstanding neighbor and beacon of economic support to the Lawrence County community. Let's create a stronger energy infrastructure while preserving the agricultural beauty of Lawrence County. Visit fireflysolarpa.com for more info about the Firefly Solar project. Firefly Solar, creating a brighter future in Lawrence County.
Second quarter about to begin here at Pledge Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you as Neshannock is in front 7-0 off a Gino Mazzacco 15-yard touchdown run. That was our only score of the first quarter. Jeannette, after that huge third down conversion by quarterback Kamani Brown, still has it, and they hand it off. It's Mendoza, and he is ripped down to the ground on the near side by Griffin Wyan and also Braden Montgomery, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, give him credit. He worked hard to get that 1 yard there in Mendoza, but here's a scenario where Neshannock just got to let that big play that happened at the end of the first quarter go and just get recycled up and get ready for the next one. Every time Brown has the ball in his hand, he's going to be a challenge.
2nd and 9, Brown slings it far side. Powell the catch. Powell around one defender, and then a good job by Mazzacco, who's there to step up, make the stop as he is to the 37. It's just going to be a 3-yard gain that time for Powell, and that's going to set up 3rd down.
Yeah, nice design defensively there by Neshannock, kind of disguising that blitz, coming at the last second from the outside, forcing that pass outside, leaving their defensive backs on an island, but they made a nice play on the receiver as he only gained about 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 coming up here for the Jayhawks.
10:45 to go in the first half. Still just a 7-point lead for the home side, the Lancers of Neshannock.
We're going to get somebody offside.
Yeah, Ethan Beeman way offsides. He was halfway to the locker room.
Yeah, try to time that up a little too soon.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Neshannock, so that's going to make it 3rd down and 1 now.
Yeah, a lot of options here for this Jayhawk team. They don't necessarily have to just try to pick up it on this down. You know they'll go on 4th down no matter what. They may take a strike at the end zone here. Would not shock me if they look to try to go deep here on 3rd down and 1.
Brown's been the threat on the ground so far. 6 carries for 36 yards. Low snap. He is going to run it on 3rd and 1. Trying to find a block. Does. Gets upfield. Brown, 20, and pushed out of bounds right there by Dom Cubelis, but a 1st down after a 12-yard run.
Yeah, and once he got to the edge there, Eric, he was just a matter of following his blocks, going downfield, picking up that 1st down and more, picking up about 12 on the carry, and puts it down at the 18-yard line.
First and 10 for this Jayhawks offense with 10:02 to go in the first half, as they'll send 2 out to the top of your formation. Xavier Odoriso Farrow, the tight end, is in the slot. They'll go a little end around with Powell, tried to cut upfield as he saw nothing on the end, and then he is going to get tackled right at the 20-yard line. It's actually going to go as a loss of 2 that time for Powell.
Yeah, I got to give credit there to the Lancers defense, just stringing that out, making sure that Powell had nowhere to go. Once he realized he couldn't get to the edge, he kind of just dove back and took whatever he could get, and in the process lost about 2 on the play and bring up this second down and long coming up here for the Jayhawks.
Tony Parada, one of the guys on the stop for Neshannock that time. 9:25 to go in the first half. 7-0 Lancers, but Jayhawks in the red zone knocking on the door. A little pressure shown by the Lancers. Brown steps up wisely, has a block, cuts back. Brown, one to get to the end zone, and he's in there for the touchdown. 18-yard touchdown run for Brown, and with 9:07 to go in the first quarter, it's Jeannette on the board the first time. They're a point after away from a tie.
I tell you what, Brown sold that fake beautifully in the backfield. Took one step towards his right and then back to his left. Once he got to the edge, it was just a matter of his speed and some help to get inside the 5 and get into the end zone.
Well, Tom Pallone likes him as a passer as McAllister Steele adds the extra point, but it is with his legs that he is a guy doing a ton of damage. Almost has 1,000 on the season. In fact, will after that touchdown run. We'll take a timeout. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lou Parada. You're watching the WPIL playoffs. Broadcast presented tonight by Lou Parada. Lou and his staff dedicated to giving their clients the best chance of achieving a positive result. Our attorneys are committed to excellence. We handle every case with dedication to personal service. Visit louparada.com. This is the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
I'm helping people. I'm getting them out of their house. I'm taking them to their doctors, to the grocery store.
They say I'm entertaining. Okay, we laugh, we joke, we sing, we tell stories.
They're like family to us.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
Back here at Bludgy Stadium, Eric Thomas and Tim Continent with you 7-7. First half of this WPIL first round single A playoff matchup. Tonight's out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Daily rides to Pittsburgh as well as routes all around Lawrence County. Visit newcastletransit.org. It's a short kick that'll be returned by one of the up men for Neshannock. 7-7 is the score here. It's also the score over at Mohawk High School, where the Warriors are in a battle with Keystone Oaks. Keystone Oaks has blocked a punt for a touchdown. So we got dueling 7-7 games for the two county teams so far. No report yet on the Laurel Cal game. We'll get a score update for you here on that in a little while. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lancers with 9 minutes straight up to go in the first half.
Here's Jofus Marcus Place drive summary. 8 plays, 54 yards for Jeannette. Capped on that touchdown, and it ties it up 7 with 9:07 left here in the first.
Yeah, Kamani Brown, a 20-yard touchdown run. Got the big third down conversion and then the big touchdown run on that drive, doing it all for the Jayhawks. Mazzocco slings it far side. It's incomplete, and the coverage again very tight by this Jayhawks defense as he was trying to go for Cubelis that time, and again they just can't connect. And Gino's had an off night here early on. He's just 3 of 11 early on.
Yeah, they've gone to the pass a little bit more than you probably expect. As much as they've been running the ball successfully, setting up the pass, they're trying to use the pass to set up the run game tonight.
Going to hand it off. Eakin trying to get to the outside. Turns it outside. Now trying to follow the block. Gets a couple more yards upfield, and then he's tackled trailing the play that time by Eli Jones and also Isaiah Jones, but a first down for Neshannock with 8:45 to go in the first half.
Yeah, once he got to that edge, he was able to turn on his speed and pick up 14 on the play.
31 yards on 6 carries. He's looking for more. Gets through. Somehow got through the arm tackle to get to the 50 and just inches way into Jeannette territory at the 49. A good gain that time of 7. Good 3 straight good runs, 4 straight good runs for Eakin here in this first half.
Yeah, the junior, 5'10", 175-pound running back, a workhorse.
Gino going to keep it this time. Flag comes in. He is upended hard at the 40 by Powell and a little slow to get up, and the flag is in the area holding. The referee signals that direction. Mazzocco was okay, but they'll back up the Lancers 10. Thrown again right near the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be one of those 10-yard varieties.
You know, we talked pregame with Coach Bongivango, and he mentioned how the penalties has been a concern for him the last few weeks, and he goes, we really got to control that. We're seeing that every time they make a decent play lately, that they're headed back and have to recapture extra yardage.
4 penalties for 30 yards here for the Lancers in the first half. Trying to get this offense on track. They've been running the ball well here the last couple of times, but the passing game right now just a tick off. Mazzocco off his back foot, and that is short and intended over on the far side for Allison and incomplete.
Yeah, another pass is just off the back foot. Falls incomplete. We'll just do it again here on third down and 13 here.
Third down and long. From the 41 after that penalty, it's third down and 13. Can this quarterback keep his offense alive like Brown did for Jeannette just a series ago? 7:39 to go in the first half. Mazzocco looks again off his back foot, finds Eakin, has a block, cuts back midfield, banged around hard at the 50. We got a flag on the far side. As Eakin gets back to midfield, it's a 9-yard gain for the moment. See what the flag is all about. It's over on the far side. There might have been a block in the back over on that far side. It is against Neshannock, so.
Yeah, another block downfield. Same type of thing that happened on Mazzocco's run, this time on the screenplay. That was affected to Eakins, and as you get out to the 50-yard line, this happened at the 47. They'll mark it off 10 and bring the ball all the way back to the 38-yard line.
So it's going to be a 6-yard gain, and then the penalty would wipe it out, take it back 10. That's the 5th penalty on Neshannock here in this first half as Mazzocco's going to keep, has a wall. Gino explodes through the middle. He's going to have the first down to the 44 of Jeannette. What a run on third down and 16. So there it is, the two quarterbacks on 3rd and 18 and 3rd and 16. Keep it alive for their offense. Big conversion for the Lancers.
Huge run there by Mazzocco. He just went to his left, followed his blocks, and that time was able to get to the line again.
Gino hands off. It's Eakin again, left side, inside the 40 to the 39. Good 5-yard burst that time. And after Eakin had some trouble getting started here, he's run the ball pretty well his last handful of carries. He's now got 43 yards on 8 carries. He only had 3 for 0 to start. Snap, Eakin once again. Twisted around, somehow kept the feet moving as Isaiah Jones tried to rip that ball out of there and gets to the 35. It's another 5-yard gain for Eakin. And that is going to be just short of the first down by about a yard.
But right now, that offensive line is starting to really exert themselves and really take advantage of that Jayhawks defense.
2 spectacular runs by these two quarterbacks here in this second quarter, and we are going to get a timeout on the field. And that is going to be the first charge timeout to either side. Timeouts. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take time to save money on your insurance. Visit PontiusInsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. That timeout was charged to, I believe that was charged to Neshannock.
Yes.
So with 5:52 to go here in the first half, and the Lancers on the move. Remember, Jeannette's going to get the second half kick. But a good drive, a good-looking drive here by the Lancers to answer that touchdown by Jeannette just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, that's important right now. This is who Neshannock is. They're a team that's going to take, 8, 10, 12 plays on a drive and methodically work themselves downfield. They'll get a few big plays along the way, but they're going to be on the field for 4 or 5 minutes at a time, if not longer in a perfect scenario, and end up with a score.
Out-of-town scoreboard update after the play on 3rd and 1, and it is Mazzocco, and he's going to have enough for the first down as he gets down to the 31-yard line. A 4-yard scamper that time for the junior, and it is another first down for the Lancers, their 8th of the first half. As we take a look at the quick out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. For more information and route schedules, and remember, senior citizens ride free, visit newcastletransit.org. In Single A, it is Southside who leads Jefferson Morgan 14-0 right now as they keep it on the ground. Get another flag in from the back.
They may have something grabbing a face mask.
That's what Mazzocco gets out of the pile indicating. As he had to carry that time for Neshannock, and it is a face mask.
I imagine that might be a 5-yard penalty version, and it is.
A lot of penalties here in this first half.
So that puts the ball down inside the 25.
9 penalties between the two sides. It's a first down for Neshannock after the penalty. They say first down, but they didn't move the sticks as Gino cuts upfield. What a run by Mazzocco. Oh, and he got popped as he got inside the 10 and down to the 8. That was a hard hit, and he is slow to get up. And, he is banged up. Yeah, he got hit very hard in the upper body, and he is down. He tried to get up and was wobbly and could not stand up. That is tough to see for this Neshannock offense. Nico Madura is the backup, so he is getting ready to play. In fact, he got a couple of reps, and the Neshannock crowd wants a blow to the head. It looked, at least in real time, like a clean hit.
It did.
It's not it wasn't a direct shot to the head, but it was in the upper part, and he got drilled.
He lost his feet on it. I mean, they just kind of took him off balance. It was 2 players going full speed, and that's basically what happened. And they caught him and lifted him off the ground when he did it. So you never know if you hit the ground even harder, first. Couldn't quite see that, but it was a violent hit. But it was, like you said, a clean hit.
They have now rolled Mazzocco over on his back. The other thing you think about, too, is you take those hits, and when it's a cold night, it's a little harder. When it's a windy night, it's a little harder. Now, we don't even win here tonight, but on those colder nights, those hard hits like that, when you get your bell rung, that is tough to come back from, and he is still down. Why don't we do this? We'll take a timeout while they tend to Mazzocco. You're watching the WPIL playoffs. Tonight's broadcast presented by Attorney Lou Parada, an attorney for any and all of your legal needs, corporate, criminal, municipal, personal injury, real estate, or wills and estates. Lou Parada handles every case with dedication to personal service. Give him a call at 724-658-9980. You're watching the WPIL playoffs free tonight on the Lawrence County Sports Network, thanks to Lou Parada, powered by LCAP.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates, or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
24, so that's 16.
All right, Gino Mazzocco is out and Nico Madura is in. We got a chance to take a look at the replay, and it was a clean hit. Mazzocco got tripped up, was going down. There's no way the defender could have held up. Just an unfortunate timing with that hit as Madura's going to hand off Eakin up the middle. And inside the red zone is Neshannock here. Make sure you stop by the red zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel. going to be a 1-yard pop that time for Eakin, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and goal from the 7. Nico Madur got in against Summit Academy. Actually got a couple of throws. So we will see what this young man is made of here in this big spot for his team. Tied at 7, trying to break that tie. Madur hands, Nobi keeps, goes up the middle, and Isaiah Jones is going to meet him and take him down at the 5 for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, important series here now for Neshannock. You want to be able to get into the end zone in this situation. You lost your quarterback. You got your backup in when you're inside the 5. You got to cash in here on 3rd down.
3rd down and goal from the 5. Trying to break the tie as Eakin steps up to the right of Madur. Hard count. Plenty of time on the clock for the freshman. Good build on him. 5'11", 180 pounds is Madur, but again, just a freshman. And a big spot for his team as he takes the snap, bobbled it. He's going to try to pick it up. Scramble. Madur trying to get to that corner. Turns upfield, and the Jeannette defense is there to meet him. Just shy of the goal line, down at the 1. It's a 4-yard run. It's going to bring up 4th down and goal.
Yeah, he made a nice play there. When he lost control of that snap, he went down, got it, and was able to roll back and able to find a way down. We have another player down there on the far side.
Yeah, we do, and there's a timeout on the field. That is an injured Jeannette player on the far side. That is Noah Sunder who is down. This timeout brought to you by Pontius Insurance. Make sure you take time out to save money on your insurance. Visit pontiusinsurance.com for more information. And again, you just tuned in a couple minutes ago. Gino Mazzacco out, took a hit. It was a clean hit. He was in the middle of the run, and he had cut back on the near hash and was tripped up from behind. As he is going down, the defender is coming in to make the tackle. Would have been a clean tackle had he hit him normally, but there's no way the defender can hold up. So it's just an unfortunate.
Just one step, and he was into the player.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it was clean. It was just a collision of two bodies at the same time going full speed.
Yeah, just an unfortunate timing by the defender and Mazzacco as they look at him on the bench, and he tried to stand up, and he could not get up. He had stumbled down to the ground and was down for several minutes as they tended to him. The player on the far side, Sunder, is still down as they tend to him. He is off the field, but he's still relatively close to the field of play, so they're going to have to delay this here as they tend to him. Boy, you just hate to see
any type
like
of energies, injury this time this season, and anything that's related to head injuries always a concern, as we have witnessed so much this past season. And right now they're taking good care of Gino on the bench, and that matters. But right now, 4th down and 2 coming up here. 4th down and goal here for the Lancers.
Deep back is Eakin, 4th and goal. Neshannock going to go for it here. Going to put it on their defense if they don't get it as Madur stands in there at quarterback. They shift the 2 tight ends once again to the opposite side of the formation. Freshman takes the snap, hands it off. Eakin cuts through the defenders, and he spun around, and he is short. And the Jeannette defense on 4th and goal makes a stand at the inch line to take over with 2:39 to go in the first half.
He needed 2. He got 1 9/10 of to get to the goal line. Just came up short. You've seen him roll right in front of him. If he could have stretched out the ball there, he may have had a chance. It's just a difficult thing. But now it's up to the Neshannock defense to really take advantage of, make them kind of go 99 yards. See if you can get something positive defensively, get something in the backfield, and contain Brown.
By the way, Nicholas Bender on the season, 1 field goal attempt for Neshannock from 25 yards. They could have had what basically would have been a layup shot as Brown snuck through and got to the 5 as they just try to move out of the shadow of their own end zone as Eakin and Cabellis are there for the stop. We thought it might be high scoring. It hasn't been, but man, oh man, is there a lot of drama.
A lot of action actually on the field. We've had, 5 turnover on downs in this ball game. It's just an amazing amount of fourth downs that we're seeing both teams go through.
Mazzocco, by the way, is up. He is talking to the trainers on the sideline. We'll try to get an update for you at the half as we get a flinch up front by Veronese. And that's going to be another 5-yard penalty against Neshannock, and that's going to – it's not going to quite give.
No, it's going to bring up a second down and short, though. Second down and less than 1 coming up here for Jeannette. So this is exactly what Jeannette needed to get out from underneath that 1-yard line. They get the run by Brown for about 3 yards, and then they get a big 5-yard added on the offsides.
Second down and 1 for Brown. He's under center. Snap, going to fake it. Brown going to uncork it, looking deep. Look at the arm. Powell's underneath of it, comes back to make that catch. And he does up near midfield. He's into the Neshannock territory to the Lancers' 47-yard line. That is a 43-yard connection on second down and 1 for Brown and Powell. And just like that, Jeannette, they're going to mark it back at the 49. So make it a 41-yard connection. Either way, my goodness.
Yeah, what can I say? Obviously, Powell's their big play guy. He's averaging almost 39 yards per catch. He just did that on that carry.
Brown backpedals, dumps it off. Here's the big bowling ball, Mendoza, and he's inside the 45 and down to the 41. An 8-yard gain that time. And this Jeannette offense is heating up here late in this first half as we're down to 80 seconds.
Yeah, pickup of 8 yards on that play. Again, these second downs and short scenarios. Opportunity for big plays for this Jayhawk team.
Brown going to roll out, back pedal. Now he's going to get ready to uncork it down the field. Got a man. It's in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Hunter Schaefer. And that's going to bring up third down.
Schaefer all by himself, and Brown let him just a little too high on that pass. Went right through his fingertips as he jumped up to grab it at the 30-yard line. He'll bring up a third down. Big third down defensively coming up here for the Lancers. See if they can get into the backfield here and see if they can put some pressure on Brown, maybe make a play in the backfield.
They've taken Mazzocco's helmet away from him as Madur warms up. Third down and 3 from the 42 for Brown and company. Brown fake. Now he's going to take off, run. Brown spins around. Defense holds. He's short of the first down with 50 seconds to go in the first half. Good job on that interior as Toman and a couple of other guys in there on the stop. It's going to bring up fourth down and 1. Jeannette's going to call a timeout with 41 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, good timeout here by Jeannette on the Pontius Insurance timeout. More than anything, this is what they needed. An opportunity to figure out what they have to do on fourth down.
Halftime, we'll have a Newcastle Transit.org out-of-town scoreboard update.
Yeah. Question is, do they play power football here and give it to Mendoza and just try to power their way through, or they just keep it in Brown's hands, who's their offense, and everything runs through, and let him make a decision on a kind of an option play and see what he can come up with? Will it be kind of an RPO type scenario? So a lot of options here for Jeannette, what they choose to do. You know, Mendoza averaging almost 6 yards per carry. A big back, as you mentioned. They only need 1 here, so we'll be interested to see what Coach Pullen decides to do here.
Give you an update right now on the out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by Newcastle Transit Authority. 21-7 Mohawk at the half. Keystone Oaks ran 1 play for 8 yards in the first half. Fourth down and 1, and Brown on the hard count's going to get Neshannock to move 5 yards and a first down for the Jayhawks.
This has been the Achilles heel for Neshannock all season long, especially in the last 6-7 games. Just mental mistakes, really costing them opportunities. And that's something they got to figure out how to clean up the rest of this game, especially now that you don't have your quarterback, your starting quarterback, I should say, the rest of this game.
41, we would assume 41 seconds to go. I don't think Mazzocco is going to come back in. I mean,
No.
They got his helmet away from him. And everything is Brown, back to pass, steps up, going to air it out, looking for 6, down the field, and it's incomplete. And that is going to bring up second down from the 35. The kicking game for Jeannette, we saw him make the extra point with McAllister steal, but not much in the way of a kicking game outside of PATs. So this is going to be 4-down territory with 34 seconds left. They do have one timeout. I don't think Neshannock is worried too much about stopping the clock. I think they just want to get out of here with a stalemate and get the heck off the field and regroup in the locker room. As Brown's going to be back to pass. I'm going to take off, stumbled for a moment, trying to get to the corner. Flag comes in. He accidentally kicks the flag out of bounds as he was in the middle of his run.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
And
it's been a long time if I have. It was just accidental, as you mentioned, as he got around the corner.
This is going to come back.
This is going to be a holding penalty against the offense.
And it's right around when he made the turn, so it's going to be relatively close to the line of scrimmage.
I think that's where they're going to mark it. So look at that, 2nd down and 20 coming up here for the Jayhawks.
That is the 5th penalty on Jeannette in the first half and the 12th overall, as Neshannock has 7 of them. And this is going to take the ball back to the 45 with 26 seconds left. You are never out of it when you have a kid like Brown who can heave it 45 yards with relative ease.
Yeah, and he has those legs that can make any play happen.
They're going to do an end around. Powell's going to throw it. He's going to try to step up. Nothing's open, and the defense for Neshannock, boy, did they do a good job of stringing that out with Ashton Allison.
They really did. Not a bad call there for the Jayhawks, trying to do a little razzle-dazzle there with the end around to throw it, and Powell just couldn't find anybody downfield. He looked and then decided to just do what you're supposed to do, run with the ball, and great defense here by the Lancers, stringing that out to the left side, not letting him get to the edge and knocking him out of bounds and bringing up 3rd down and 20 for no gain.
They've gone with the 3 safety look. They dropped Cubelis, Frasso, and we will check to see who is in the middle of the field for Neshannock. That's Eakin, I believe, is in the middle of the field. As Brown's going to look, turns up field, and he cuts back. Brown, he's coming to the near side. Brown stutter step, and he goes down at the 40. All that for a 5-yard run. Jeannette is going to not call its final timeout. They finally do with 2 seconds left. You just hold your breath every time he cuts back.
Yes.
Because he is going to try to outrun everybody on the field, and he's got the capability of doing it. This is a special young man at the quarterback spot, and I will tell you, without even seeing Marcus McGowan play, I think Tommy Pallone made the right choice.
No, without question. You can see just his athleticism and his ability to read a defense is really impressive. I mean, you look at coming into tonight's game, he had 100 carries for 847 yards. He's averaging just under 10 yards a carry there. And then, his passing yardage, 1,440 yards coming in tonight, 19 touchdowns. So he's done a great job. Obviously, this is a scenario here where they're probably looking for the end zone. They're going to send a few guys down, kind of a Hail Mary type thing. So defensively, you got to be prepared. However, with Brown, he's capable of going 40 yards on the ground. So you have to, be vigilant about where he's at and not try to get to him.
The heave is going to happen here with 2 seconds left. Final play of the half. Brown looking. They send everybody down the field. He's going to air it out. It's going to be short, and it is going to be knocked away. Good job in the secondary by Frasso to knock that away, and that is how the half will come to a close. No tip that time. They had a receiver there, double covered, and Frasso stuck that hand up there to swat that thing out of the air. That is how the half concludes here. A 7-7 game, eerily similar to what happened with Beaver Falls here last season in the playoffs as well, as Neshannock and Jeannette will go to the locker room for halftime. We will step aside. We'll bring you some of the band activity on the field. We'll give you a Newcastle Transit out-of-town scoreboard. We'll round up the stats as well. And we will come back shortly with all of your halftime information after this. Tonight's game on the Lawrence County Sports Network, brought to you for free on lcsportsnet.com. Thanks to attorney Lou Parada. For your free injury case evaluation, please call 724-658-9980 or visit them online at louparada.com. You're watching the WPIL playoffs on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it, all without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB e-store, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB e-store in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
I love what I do because coming in every day is different.
How can you not enjoy these kids coming up and hugging you and giving you these great smiles all throughout the day?
Seeing the progress that our kids make every single day is one of the reasons I love coming to school. What should we do?
We have fun.
LCAP Early Learning Centers is hiring. Help empower young minds in Lawrence County and become a superhero today. Apply at lcap.org.
Does your blueprint not match the vision of your building project? Not with Creative Edge Architecture. From concept to creation, Jeff Measel will help tackle the complex problems, creating design solutions and construction experience. Creative Edge gives you the edge design and construction meet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project. Paolo Bonchero.
Very rarely, but it's like a West Coast team. I mean, this now, but I mean, I guess they played it for opener. I guess they have but I'm not so like a game with the Raiders or like the Seahawks. Otani didn't do anything. He was trash. Did you see how close those numbers were in that whole series? Yeah, Otani was worse than Judge. Dude. Like, he was. Look at this. Judge was pretty bad, but yeah, Otani.
This is how close that series was.
keeper. That Shawzy toss.
All right, halftime here at Bledgy Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you. Treated to both bands by Jeannette and Neshannock. It's a 7-7 ball game between the Jayhawks and Lancers. The big story in the first half is the loss of Neshannock quarterback Gino Mazzacco, who appears to have a concussion. And we'll check and see. We presume he's not going to play in the second half as they took his helmet away from him after he was tended to on the field. He had trouble getting up. He took a legal hit. He was tackled from behind, tripped up from behind, and then was hit as he was going to the ground. The defender really never had a chance to pull up. It was a bang-bang play, legal hit, and it looks like Mazzacco is out for the remainder of the night. So Nico Madur is going to be the quarterback the rest of the way, we think anyway, for Neshannock tonight. Let's take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Remember, seniors ride for free. Log on to Newcastle Transit Authority or newcastletransit.org for more information and route schedules, daily routes to Pittsburgh as well as routes all around Lawrence County. These are all games in the single A bracket. On this side, the Neshannock side, Fort Cherry has a 35-0 lead against Brentwood. That's in the second quarter. Cornell leads Leechburg 14-6 at the half. And in a back-and-forth affair, Monessen had a 24-20 lead on Greensburg Central Catholic. That is now 33-24 Greensburg Central in the second quarter. On the other side, Clareton's going to go to the second round. They lead Rochester at the half 38-0. California leads Laurel at the half 15-0. Bishop Canevin over Bentworth 35-0. That's in the second quarter. And Southside leads Jefferson Morgan 27-6. That is now at the half. So a couple of blowouts on the other side. Laurel still in the mix there at 15-0. Fort Cherry looks like they're on their way, as is Clareton, and then a couple of tight ones the rest of the way on the Neshannock side of the bracket. So we'll keep an eye on the action the rest of the way. In 2A, Mohawk leads Keystone Oaks 21-7. They're going to the third quarter. The winner of that game looks like the Warriors are going to play South Park. That will come your way next week. Elwood City, who had a bye tonight as one of the top seeds in the bracket, they are likely going to get South Allegheny, who is destroying Waynesburg Central at the half right now, 34-7. And that is a look at the county teams in the WPIL playoffs. The first half statistics, well, the score is even at 7-7. And the stats, team-wise anyway, are about even as well. As Jeannette Brown was 3 of 9 in the first half for 77 yards. They ran the ball 16 times for 79 yards as a team. Brown had 78 of those yards on 11 carries. The total 156 yards, but you factor in the penalty yardage, and it's only 116 yards of offense for Jeannette in the first half. On the other side for Neshannock, Mazzacco, before he was hurt, was 3 of 12 for 38 yards. They ran the ball 20 times for 127, including 50 on 11 carries by Eakin and also 63 on 6 carries by Mazzacco. But then you factor in the penalty yardage, 50 of it, and Neshannock finishes with 115 yards. So no score. It's a dead even stalemate on the scoreboard. And then 1 yard separates the two in terms of total yardage in the first half. But the key in this game, Tim Continenza, is going to be the loss of Gino Mazzacco. I mean, you hate to say it, but
it's a huge,
that's the factor right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge storyline the rest of the game. There's no question about it. I mean, it's going to be how does Madur, rise to the occasion and runs this offense. Can they run the same offense? Will they, be able to throw the ball a little bit better maybe than they did in the first half? Because Gino was not having one of his stellar days through the air. He was having a good day running the ball and running the offense, but not necessarily throwing the ball. He had a few drop passes along the way too. Wasn't all his fault, but it's going to be, the storyline. I think it really now comes down to if you're, Neshannock coaching staff, you're absolutely challenging your offensive line. You're telling them this game is in your hands, and you're telling them on the defensive line the same thing, but offensively, you're challenging your offensive line. You got to go out and control this ball game. We're going to have to be able to dominate this second half running the ball. We have the running backs. We have the the skill sets to do that with Akins and, of course, Edworthy when he gets into the game. We haven't seen much of him. Don Cabela's got the one end around. So, there's different ways to get everyone involved running the ball. And then, if you get the run going, you can draw in a defense and maybe then find, a Brandon Montgomery over the middle type scenario, which they've used, had a big play in the first half. So I think the challenge right now, if you're Neshannock, is you're challenging your offensive line. You're telling them this game belongs to you. You need to get out here strong in the second half, establish that offensive line, line of scrimmage, and make something happen. Because this game is going to be won tonight for Neshannock up front. There's no question about it.
Yeah, they're going to have to get the running game going. This is a Jeannette team that was gashed on the up front and in the run game by opponents all season long, but Neshannock has not been able to find much room to run the football. They've done it well, but they just haven't done it to the degree that they've been doing it the last couple of games. Time now to announce our month-end awards. We want to give a shout-out to our Red Zone Athletes of the Month to end the month of October. And actually, we'll just tell you right now, it's a clean sweep for one school. Elwood City is going to win all three of our awards. On the male side, Elijah Palmer McCain surpassed 4,000 career rushing yards and 50 career rushing touchdowns, both program records, in helping to lead the Wolverines to one of the top seeds in the WPIL tournament. Caitlin Kreitzer from Elwood City set a career point after record for the football team and was a contributing member on the volleyball team. And the Elwood City football team finishes the regular season undefeated for the first time since 1944 and their third conference championship in program history. It was a phenomenal year here in the fall for Elwood City. Well-deserved. EPM has just been an impressive player his entire career. To see him to go over 4,000 yards, he absolutely deserves that award. Caitlin Kreitzer, I just got to see her play volleyball this year. Big contributor on the volleyball team, getting them their first win in the playoffs. A big story there. And, of course, what she does on the kicking side on the football team. And then the football team achieving something that hasn't been done since 1944, an undefeated season, winning a conference title. Really impressive run. And congratulations, everybody down at Elwood City for just a tremendous season in all different sports, and what a month of October, something that it will go down in Wolverine history. There's no doubt about it. And hopefully, they got this week off. They'll be ready to play next week, and we'll see what's in store for the Wolverines on the football field. Yeah, they're going to have to. They will host their first playoff game next week, and then we'll see what happens after that, and it looks like it's going to be against South Allegheny coming up next week. It is going to be Nico Madura who will start. Remember, Jeannette is going to receive the second half kickoff. Again, the point being that Neshannock has run the ball well here in the first half, but they haven't done it to the degree that they've been doing it. Right. Why all of a sudden is Jeannette's run defense something that they haven't had here all season long? I mean, Leechburg gashed them. You had Ligonier Valley, who ran for almost 400 yards against them. This team hasn't been able to stop anybody on the ground. And here tonight, while they haven't stopped Neshannock completely, they've really been able to limit them, and they've got themselves in a 7-7 game. They've really limited them on first and second downs, which has been really impressive. They've been able to really control the line of scrimmage defensively, what they've been able to achieve. I think in the second quarter, and especially that last drive that ended inside the 1 yard line for Neshannock, they established their offensive line and was able to do certain things. But right now, I think more importantly, they just got to be challenged and come out, get some good quality blocking going, get Akins going. He's a north and south runner. He could get to the edge in that. But maybe you bring in a changeup and you get Edworthy involved. We didn't see him in the first half. I think that can always be a nice changeup and give them a different look. Maybe get them both in the backfield at the same time now that you don't have Mazzocco, who's a huge loss offensively as a runner. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's rushed for over 700 yards this year out of the quarterback position. And so it's going to be a challenge coming up. But I think, again, we're at the end of the night, we're going to be talking about that offensive line
and that front seven defensively for Neshannock. That is going to be the story of the game for them. They need to come out and play their game here for the next 24 minutes and just prove that they are the team that won a championship, a conference championship, and was able to get to the playoffs and host a home game here. I think they just got to make a commitment to run the ball. And I think if the more success they have on first and second down, that's going to draw in the defense there for Jeannette. And that's going to give Madura an opportunity to maybe find a Beeman or a Montgomery over the middle for a big gainer. And I think that's really what you got to be thinking right now. If you could time it up quickly, you can get a big play that way. So these two teams getting ready here at half, tied at 7. Both teams on impressive drives to score their touchdowns.
There's one thing to be said for Nika Madura. There is no film on him whatsoever. Right. So, if anything, Jeanette's not going to know necessarily what to expect from him. I mean, he played limited minutes against Summit Academy in mop-up time. And you mentioned Justin Edworthy, by the way. He is in street clothes down there tonight, so that is why we have not seen him. That is something that's been hidden. He's got a brace on his right ankle, so that is why he has not played tonight. And that is a debilitating depth issue for this
that really
team.
Changes the running game here for Neshannock. Of course, now that you're down 2 players, that losing Mazzacco during the game. So Madura's going to have to pick up the mantle here and see what he can come up with. Again, this team if I'm Neshannock at halftime coming into here to talk second half, I'm talking defensively, we got to force turnovers. We got to get a short field, and we got to take advantage of it with our size up front and dominate and get the ball to our man in Anthony Akins and let him, grind out tonight's ball game for us.
It's going to be the defense for the Lancers who will be on the field first here in the second half as the Jayhawks will receive, and Kamani Brown, who's been super effective with his legs tonight, shown off his cannon a couple times. They're going to get a big return right off the gate and down the sideline, trying to outrun everybody, and he will for the touchdown. What a way to start the second half for this Jeannette unit as Jace Powell races to the house for the touchdown, and the Jayhawks 13 seconds into the half have grabbed the lead at 13-7.
And look at him just go right down that sideline, turning on the Jets. There was no question when he got out to midfield. It was just a matter of him outrunning the defense and his special teams for that touchdown. And quickly coming out at halftime, just devastation here for the Lancers. Not what they wanted to do as they give up the big special team touchdown.
McAllister steals, point after is up, and it is good. A team that is tough to beat at home for the second year in a row is going to face a playoff test here at Pledge Stadium. Tonight's game on the Lawrence County Sports Network is brought to you by Lou Parada. You're able to watch this game for free tonight on lcsportsnet.com. Lou and his staff are dedicated to giving their clients the best chance of achieving a positive result. Our attorneys are committed to excellence. We handle every case with dedication to personal service. Visit louparada.com. That's LOUPERROTTA.com for more information or to request a free injury case evaluation. Well, that is one way to start the second half. This explosive Jeannette youthful, small roster, spunky bunch of Jayhawks.
What a start to the second half for the Jayhawks, getting that touchdown return on the second half kickoff and quickly take the lead here. 13 seconds into the third quarter.
Now we'll see what Madura and this offense can do as the ball is going to be fielded near the 35. Diving forward to the 37 is going to be Griffin Wyan. So that is where Madura and this Lancers offense trying to get on track here in the second half.
This is going to be important for this offensive line to establish itself right here on this drive. Now that they actually trail in this ball game for the first time tonight, they got stopped at the 1 yard line the last time they were on the field. So they know they can dominate. They just got to prove it again here under these circumstances.
Madura will operate out of the shotgun. Of course, he still has that full complement of skill set players at his dispense. He will keep it on the ground with Eakin to start things, and a good run by Anthony to the 40. They'll mark him at the 41. It's a 4-yard gain on first down. You figure he's going to have to be the guy that's going to carry the load here, at least to take some of the pressure off of Madura early in this second half.
Yeah, there's no question about it. He is going to be the focus point of this offense. Got to get Dom Cabellas involved. Some way, somehow, he's such a game breaker, you have to find a way to get the ball in his hands.
Freshman taps his hip. He's going to throw it here on second down. There is Cabellas. Had a block, cuts upfield, spins out of Powell's tackle, and is close to a first down. They're going to give it to him as he dives forward to pick up the necessary yardage on second down. He gets 7. First pass from Madura. Just the second catch tonight for Cabellas, and they're going to go hurry up, so that's a good sign that they're not really deviating from what they do offensively with a new quarterback in there tonight. In the second half, Gino Mazzocco out with a concussion. Handoff Eakin up the middle, and again a good run as he gets across the 50 into Jayhawk territory as Sanders is there for the stop. It's going to be second down and about 6 for Neshannock.
Yeah, nice, just solid running here on first down. Picking up at least 3 on the play and giving them an opportunity to continue to move forward.
Trying to answer the Powell kickoff return for the touchdown. With 10:13 to go in the third quarter, it's Eakin who steps up to the right of Madura. They fake it to him, thrown over the middle. Frasso had it in and out of his hands, and it's incomplete. And this receiving corps, they had trouble with the physicality of these defensive backs in the first half with Mazzocco in there, and they still just can't seem to get on par with whoever's throwing the football right now.
Yeah, it's something that they're going to have to find a way to get that space because that ball was catchable there. Madura actually threw a nice ball.
They're down at 7. He goes to the hard count, much like his counterpart and the leader on this team, Mazzocco. Bottom of your screen, it's Frasso and Brown. Well, matched up one-on-one. 5 on the play clock. Madura looks over, snap, pressure coming. He's going to scramble out of there, trying to get to the corner. They track him down short of the 45, and it's going to bring up fourth down. He's going to gain 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 3. And they are not even going to mess around and punt the football away here.
Yeah, they're going to play field position. Probably a smart idea so early here in the third quarter. There's a clock just under 9:30 here to play in the third quarter. Your defense, for the most part, has contained this Jeannette's offense. His special teams right now is got to be the concern.
Allison punts it away, and that takes a hop and dives just outside the 15-yard line, right around the 17. So that is where Jeannette, with a 14-7 lead, is going to put it in play here. First true offensive series. You know, this Neshannock team, we talked about how good they've been over the last 3 seasons, 29-5. I mean, they've been virtually unbeatable here at Pledge Stadium, but you get in the playoffs.
It's a different story.
Beaver Falls last year, remember the 2-point conversion? Who Neshannock had beaten them in the regular season on a 2-point conversion. Stop. And Beaver Falls comes right back in the playoffs, beats them by a point here, 14-13, low-scoring game. Tonight, it's not quite the same physical presence that Beaver Falls had, but this Jeannette team showing some big-time fight as Brown's going to carry it over the 25, and he is to the 26 on a 9-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, that's what you got to be concerned about here defensively for the Lancers, is when he can get outside and break containment and get to the edges, he's going to pick up his 8-9-yard carries. That's what he's done all season long. You got to keep him in the pocket some way, force him back inside where the players are at to make plays, because they were able to do that successfully in the first half through most of the first half. They need to get back to that defensively here in the third quarter.
Brown with Mendoza in the backfield. Going to spread it out with 4 wide receivers. Going to throw to the far side. Catch made. Little screen pass and slipping through 1 tackle and then getting up near the first down sticks. That was Powell who makes the catch. He is slow to get up. He is still down.
He is down, and they did get the first down on the play.
Does have enough for a first down. He has not moved since being tackled. It looks like I
don't know if he fell on the ball, possibly. Had the wind knocked out.
They're looking at his
legs,
right knee, the back of his right knee. It is going to be a first down to the 28-yard line. Neither quarterback has been lighting it up here tonight from a starter standpoint. That's just Brown's 4th completion on 10 attempts.
Yeah, only a 2-yard completion, but enough to move the sticks.
Take a timeout while we have an opportunity here. Tonight's game on the Lawrence County Sports Network brought to you by Lou Parada, attorney Lou Parada. Give him a call at 724-658-9980. Visit him on South Jefferson Street in Newcastle. This is, well, we'll keep it here because he's up now. We'll get that timeout in here at the next stop as Powell is able to walk off the field. That's a good sign. It's going to be a first down and 10 for Jeannette from the 28. Powell, his 4th catch tonight. First down for the Jayhawks. Pressure coming by the Lancers. Brown keeping it alive. Backpedals. They're trying to get him in the backfield. Brown trying to spin out of it, trying to get to the corner. Montgomery giving chase, and then he is slammed out of bounds by Beeman. They're going to say it was in bounds. No flag. They might have gotten away with one there, if we're being honest. Brown gets up looking for the flag, and there's nothing there.
That's a scenario where you got such a quick player who gets to gets to the outside and to the edges like that. He can scoot out of bounds in a flash, and that's what he did. And he got hit as he was moving out of bounds. It looked like they just considered it a continuation, kind of like in the NBA, and no foul.
Going to go down as a 2-yard loss back to the 26. Second down and 12 for Jeannette with 7:44 to go in the third. Brown going to air it out, showing off that arm down the field. It is almost intercepted on the far side as Frasso could not pull it in. Remember, he knocked the ball away to end the half. On the last play of the half, the coverage that time, again, a double team down the field, and Frasso just could not pull that one in. It's going to be third down.
Yeah, that was actually, he played it like a receiver. He went back, kind of timed it up, and it just couldn't get it over the shoulder to make the catch. And brings up a huge third down and 12 coming up here defensively for the Lancers. They're only rushing 3. They are at times showing some linebackers coming in on a blitz and pulling back out and going in. Again, they're showing the blitz again here with 5.
Hayden Tatterson is in as a defensive back for the Lancers. Brown going to uncork it this time. Little comeback route is caught. Now that is going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. And that is Powell who makes the catch. That's a good 10-yard connection that time. It's going to bring up fourth down and about 2.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it here, Eric.
Well, you got a 7-point lead. You might as well. A backup quarterback on the other end, a 7-point lead on the road. And you don't really want to give them an opportunity, so you might as well.
They didn't punt the last time they went in punt formation. They kept the ball.
Fourth down and 2. That's big down for both sides in this game. A 7-point game as Brown's going to go forward. What a play. He changed it at the last minute, got right up under center, got a good push, and got 3 yards and a first down for Jeannette with 6:44 to go in the third.
Yeah, he did a great job going to the line of scrimmage, telling them what there was going to go on, and snapped that ball with 2 seconds left on the play clock.
14 carries, 88 yards tonight for Brown. That is the 7th, check that, 8th first down for Jeannette here tonight from the 40-yard line. That is Powell in motion. The snap, they fake it to him. Brown.
Look out.
He is going to be gone. Kamani Brown out-racing the Neshannock defense to the house for the touchdown. A 60-yard touchdown run with 6:06 to go in the third quarter, and all of a sudden it's a 2-score lead for Jeannette.
What a first almost 6 minutes of play here in the third quarter for Jeannette as they got the second half kickoff return for a touchdown, and now another big play, a 60-yard run here by Brown, and still with the point after trying to make it a full 2-touchdown lead.
McAllister steal. It's a high snap. He gets it down. The kick is away, and it is good. 6:06 to go. Neshannock's going to have to rally down 14. It's 21-7 Jeannette. Tonight's broadcast of the WPIL playoffs is brought to you free to watch on lcsportsnet.com thanks to attorney Lou Parada. For your free injury case evaluation, call 724-658-9980 or visit them online at louparada.com. This is the Lawrence County Sports Network powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Back here at Bledgey Stadium, Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza. It's a 21-7 lead for the visiting Jeannette Jayhawks, thanks to Kamani Brown's 60-yard touchdown run, 148 yards on 15 carries tonight for this young man, and he is putting on a show here tonight in the WPIL playoffs.
7 plays, 83-yard drive, capped by that 60-yard touchdown run by Brown, and that is your Joseph's Marketplace scoring recap.
And again, the short kickoff is going to be fielded by one of the up men at around the 35. So Neshannock is going to have okay starting field position, but they are up against it here with just over 18 minutes of game time left and a backup quarterback in Nico Madur. You obviously don't want to put all of it on him. It's his show, but he is going to have to help balance out this offense here.
There's no question that right now that he's just going to have to rise to the occasion, what's in front of him. It's going to be a total team effort if they're going to get back into it. They're going to have to try to score quick. They're capable of doing it. The problem right now is they just need to get some success going.
Madur trying to go up the middle, and he is met and thrown to the turf. That is Mendoza. 5'10", 170-pound junior just laying that shoulder pad into him, and it's going to bring up second down after a short loss.
Yeah, loss of 2. Looked like kind of an RPO thing. It looked like he originally was going to give it to Akins and then decided to keep it, making the wrong decision, costing him a couple of yards in the backfield.
Second down and 12 for the Lancer offense. Down by 14, trying to claw their way back in this game. Madur pumps. Now he's going to have to take off and run, trying to keep it alive. He's going to go down again. Driven out of bounds over on the far side, back near the 31. It's a 3-yard loss. They're going in reverse, and it's third down and long with 5:12 to go in the third.
Yeah, right now he's having trouble making decisions with the ball. Looking downfield, looking like he's cocked, ready to throw, and then deciding not to. Possibly good decisions not to force the ball, but he's gone backwards each and every play. It's now third down and 14.
They're daring him to throw the ball down the field. Third and 14 with 4:50 to go. He fakes it, backpedaling, has to dump it off, little middle screen. Eakin makes the catch, and he's thrown down to the turf immediately by Eli Jones back at the 30-yard line, or rather the 25-yard line. It's a 7-yard loss, and it's going to bring up fourth down and 21.
Wow. 3 and out. 3 great defensive plays there by the Jayhawks. Each play losing yards back to the 34, to the 31, to the 25-yard line, forcing this fourth down punt coming up here for high snap, too. But they're going to get the punt away.
Brown on the return. Brown, and there's flags everywhere. He's staying alive. This is going to get called back. He's going to take this to the house, and they are going to blow it dead. They're trying to blow it dead anyway. There are 3 flags all over the place back near midfield. And now Brown is hurt as he was tackled in the end zone. Brady Montgomery
chased him down
in the end zone. He did not hear the whistle. There was a whistle back here trying to blow the play dead.
Yeah, it's surprising that they would try to blow the play dead. I understand that chances are the penalty is against the offense going on, but you usually let the play continue. You don't stop the play in the middle of it. And that was Montgomery just chasing him down, playing it out. Not a dirty play, in my opinion, as he was just, doing what you're taught to do.
So it looks like Brown is okay. He's going to get some help off the field. Might have just had the wind knocked out of him. He was in when Montgomery made the tackle. Now let's sort the penalties out. You got a flag at the 48. You got one back at the 49. And then you have one all the way up the field at the 43.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see the third one, but you're – yeah, 48 of the Jeannette side.
This
and
might
48 of –
This could be –
offsetting maybe?
I think there might be 2 actually on Jeannette.
That's what I'm thinking. Probably 2 illegal blocks is what I'm surmising.
What I think this he cuts back so many times that it's almost impossible.
To get a block in the back. Exactly.
So let's sort this out here, see what the flags are all about as the referees converse, and they walk all the way back up near midfield. Brown appears to be okay, which is a good thing. Won't need to see anybody else get hurt seriously here tonight. It's been a physical game tonight, but it's been Jeannette that's put the physicality out there. So they picked 2 of them up. You got one of the Jeannette linemen, Lonnie Green, picking a flag up. And the one here at the 48 is still on the ground. Now they're talking to Bongiavengo of Neshannock here, trying to figure out what's going on. And it looks like they're actually trying to explain to him what the penalty may be about, which almost signifies that it's going to be on Neshannock.
Yeah, which is quite surprising.
Newcastle
or
Transit
maybe he's trying to figure out which marker they should use.
Yeah.
If it's behind the line of scrimmage, do we mark it off where the flag was? Do they mark it off where the line of scrimmage was or where the foul occurred? Now they're putting the ball down at the 25-yard line. I guess that's when they blew the play dead, which is an odd spot.
NewcastleTransit.org out-of-town scoreboard. Neshannock, or rather Mohawk, leading Keystone Oaks 28-21. That is into the 4th now. Trying to stay alive in Double-A.
I don't know how they came up with that mark at the 25-yard line.
So they have also not walked. First of all, they have set the ball at the 30. They have not walked off any penalty yardage. And this may end up being offsetting, which means they're going to punt this thing away again. They've got Powell back deep to receive. He has gone back to receive.
Yeah.
And they've set the ball at the 25, where the original line of scrimmage was. I said the 30, it's the 25. They've set it back at the 25, which if we can ever get a signal here, it looks like it was offsetting penalties, and we're going to get a re-kick.
I think that's what they're doing. I think you hit it, the scenario out, and they're talking to both coaches. Well,
it would be nice to get some signal
at least they could have gave us signals ahead of time to let us know what transpired.
But at least for the moment, they haven't walked any penalty yardage off. Ball's back near the line of scrimmage before they punted. Neshannock, I think, originally thought, here we go.
Yeah.
Get the white hat to finally give us a call. All right, so now we're going to walk off some penalty yardage here. They're going to take the
personal
ball.
Foul against the defense.
This is going to take the ball up to the 45. Now, they've actually marked off 20 yards.
Yeah.
So now they're going
they're
even
doing
further.
double. They're doing 2 15-yard penalties, I think.
But that would only take the ball to the 45.
Yeah.
This is all the way down to the 40.
He miscounted. You're right.
The line of scrimmage was the 25.
Should have been to the 40. Should be the 45. They got it at the 44. Or actually the 39. Excuse me.
So it's going to end up being Jayhawk ball, but they've negated the return. This is taken back near where the return happened, and it's going to be 1st and 10. They hand it off to Sanders, or rather Eli Jones, and he is going to get swarmed and thrown down to the turf. Tony Parada is one of the guys in on the stop for Neshannock, and that is going to bring up 2nd down. I'm not sure what in the heck happened there.
You know, this is what it looked like to me, and this sounds kind of crazy, is they marked off the first one, and then they went to where the flag was marked and marked off the second one. I'm not sure that's proper, but that's what it kind of looked like. And from my vantage point of what transpired there when they marked off the ball.
And as has been the case in many instances at the high school level, we never even got a signal.
Yeah.
As Brown back to pass, going to dump it off over the middle. It's almost intercepted. It's down to the turf and incomplete. Dangerous throw as Parada was right there, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. Going to be 3rd down and 12 for Jeannette. This is a must stop for Neshannock here with 2:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. I just don't understand why you can't, all that discussion, and then you can't even get a signal. You just got a guy walking off the penalty yardage, and we never even see what the issue is. I mean, there was a signal, but it really wasn't even clear as to what had happened.
Yeah, it's just a personal foul, and then they assess 2 of them. And usually they'll do the single twice.
So regardless, it's 3rd down and 11 for Jeannette. Again, a must stop here for Neshannock, down 21-7. There comes Montgomery. Floated and almost intercepted by Frasto on the far side again. That's the 3rd time tonight he's had his hands on the ball.
Yeah.
And with 2:47 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's going to bring up 4th down. We'll see what Jeannette does.
Has read the passes very well, just unable to secure the ball and get the turnover here.
Brown is 5 of 14 passing. Again, remember
they'll probably go for it here. So, I mean, they may be in punt formation, but last time he was in punt formation, they didn't punt the ball.
He took off and ran, and we know how explosive and chaotic this can be. Brown is going to drop back to punt. Nobody back to return, and he is going to punt it away this time. It's a short punt. Everybody gets away from it, and it's going to be down. Actually takes a little slight turn back towards the 40-yard line where it's down. And Neshannock will take over 1st and 10 with 2:38. So just over 14 minutes of game time left, down 21-7. They went backwards on their last possession. They got to get some offense going here and get on the scoreboard on this drive, down by 14.
You don't have to panic. It is down by 14, but as you mentioned, a little over 14 minutes here to play. They definitely want to score as soon as possible here, for they have most of the 4th quarter to try to stop this Jeannette's offense and get back on the Lancers' offensive side and get the ball back and try to score.
And if you missed it, Gino Mazzacco out of this game, took a hard hit in the first half, late in the first half. Nico Madura is in at quarterback for Neshannock. They hand it off Eakin, bounced off 1, gets to the 45, falls forward to the 46 as he's tackled there on a gain of 6 on 1st down to bring up 2nd down at 4.
Right now, this is what they need, is that Patton Aikens run where he able to break one deep and turn on the speed and be able maybe to outrun this defense some. Right now, it's kind of a pound and go offense here for the Lancers.
2nd down and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Cut back by Eakin. There's a flag that flies in. Why wouldn't there be?
Yep.
On the cutback, and it's going to be a holding penalty against Neshannock.
That holding penalty has been the Achilles heel tonight for this Neshannock's offense. Every time they seem to make some positive plays, they're going backwards. And this will be brought off from the line of scrimmage.
8th penalty for 60 yards tonight against the Lancers. Wyatt Schaefer had to stop for Jeannette.
Clock down at 14 now.
Yep, takes it back to the 36. 1:50 to go in the third. Second and long now for Neshannock, down by 14. 2 explosive touchdowns in this second half. It's a read. Madur slipped out of one, puts his shoulder down and fights his way to the 45 and is driven out of bounds there. Good gain of 9 that time for Madur, and it's going to bring up a third down and manageable now as we hit 90 seconds to go in the quarter.
Yeah, nice RPO there for the quarterback. Just reading the defense, deciding to keep the ball going to his left, picking up the yardage. Bringing up a third down. Look, it's 2-down territory here. You just want to make positive yards here on third down. If you can get the line again, great. But if not, you want to get close as you can to the sticks.
Well, they're going to flinch up front on Jeannette. That's going to be a first down for Neshannock. They needed 5. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Didn't even have to run a play to get a first down. That is a veteran move by a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, important first down there. Get the sticks moving. Minute 30 here to play in the quarter. You're at midfield, lots of time here. But you definitely want to try to get as much as you can before this quarter ends.
6th penalty on Jeannette tonight. 1:15 to go in the quarter. From midfield, Neshannock on the move here, down by 14. Madur back to pass, slings it, and it's intercepted almost and dropped. I mean, there is nothing but daylight. He tried to feed that up the sideline. He was looking for his tailback, Eakin, with 1:05 to go in the quarter, and that was almost a disaster.
Yeah, a disaster's being kind, because if he secures that ball, that is a pick six.
Second down and 10 for the Lancers. Clock stops on the incompletion with 65 seconds to go in the third. Madur hands off, Eakin up the gut, and he's inside Jeannette territory to the 46, a 4-yard gain that time. Neshannock will have to run one more play here before the quarter ends. Eakin tonight with 15 carries for 66 yards. Workmanlike effort for him. They just have not had the explosive plays, especially without Mazzocco in there at quarterback, as Madur trying to draw him off sides. The hard count once again, down to 12 on the play clock. .23 on the game clock. They fake it. Madur up the middle, spins around. He's dropped. He got close to the original line, and he was stopped right there. This defense comes flying in. These linebackers. That was Sanders again, and that is going to do it for the third quarter. So 2 explosive touchdowns, a kickoff return by Powell to start the third, and a 60-yard touchdown run by Brown 5 minutes later. Jeannette is 12 minutes away from its first playoff win since 2020. Tonight's game is brought to you by attorney Lou Parada. For your free injury case evaluation, call 724-658-9980. Visit him online at louparada.com. You're watching the WPIL playoffs on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
Fourth down to start the fourth quarter here from Bledgy Stadium. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you. 21-7, Jeannette leads. Nico Madura on 4th down, trying to guide this Neshannock offense and keep this drive, this must drive alive. He's back to pass. He pumps, steps up. He's going to go down near midfield. He threw the ball. The catch is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Montgomery. Somehow Madura got that away, and he floated it down the field. Montgomery was there. They could not hang on to it. It's a turnover on downs. 11 seconds into the quarter, and Neshannock's offense stays in neutral here in the second half.
That's going to haunt Brandon Montgomery for a while because he's seen the ball floating towards him, and he didn't step up towards the ball. He waited for it to get to him, and it came up just a little short, and he couldn't quite get his fingertips around it, and it falls to the ground. If he came up, if he made a step towards that ball, he might have had to get up a little bit to make that catch, but it's very makeable, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 for Jeannette, just outside of midfield. Ball is at the 45-yard line, up by 2 scores, and we're going to get this one blown dead.
This is a huge series for both teams.
Timeout called by Jeannette. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take time to save money on your insurance. Visit pontiusinsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Hey, by the way, tonight's word for the Crane Room. You can call ahead and reserve your seat for after the game or place an order for takeout, curbside pickup. Remember, tonight's winning word is home. So come to the Crane Room tonight after the game. Tell your server the winning word and get a free Crane Chips starter. Again, the winning word is home to get your free Crane Chips appetizer tonight.
Well, here's a scenario. We're down under, as you mentioned, just into the into the fourth quarter, I should say, Eric, but this is turnover time. This defense has to be challenged to find turnovers. They've had opportunities to get the ball. Brown has missed his receivers. Frasco's had 3 different opportunities to make the interception. Unfortunately, they couldn't do it. They got to force a fumble. They got to find some way to get this ball back, trailing 2 touchdowns. They can't allow the Jayhawks to get on the board one more time.
Brown takes a look back at the play clock. It's down to 5. Low snap, hands it off. Here's Mendoza. Mendoza ahead of steam, trailed from behind by Montgomery. He's close to a first down, about 2 yards shy as he gets down to the 46-yard line. Good 8-yard run for Mendoza. That's just his 3rd carry tonight, but it's 2nd down and short.
A perfect scenario here for the Jayhawks. Allows them to do just about anything they want to do, and they probably will just want to keep it in the hands of Brown and let him make decisions with the ball, kind of RPO style.
Been super effective with his legs tonight, 148 yards, including that 60-yard touchdown run. He was good before that run. He just waits, lets that play clock roll down to about 4 seconds. Snap goes wide. He picks it up. Brown backpedaling throws. Got a man wide open. He missed him. It was the intended receiver, Hunter Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer was wide open. He had nobody there beside himself, and it was just too much pressure there, and the ball falls through his hands. And a big break here for Neshannock. Brings up a 3rd down. 3rd down and short, but a 3rd down.
Probably going to be 4-down territory regardless for Jeannette as they got a 2-score lead. Anything here on this 3rd down is tough for Neshannock to recover from as Jones fighting his way. He's going to be short of the first down as he is down to the 45. So it's a 1-yard pickup that time for Jones, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 1.
So this is literally 4th down and possibly the game here for Neshannock. They got to keep that, get that ball back. They have to have short fields right now. They haven't been able to do it. We have an injured Lancer down on the field.
Yeah, Matthew Toman is the one who is down. So they will tend to him. This is a must spot as we get a look at the out-of-town scoreboard update. the other Lawrence County teams tonight in the playoffs. Mohawk trying to close out Keystone Oaks 35-28. There's a minute 26 left in that game. And then Laurel, with 3:34 to go in their contest in the fourth quarter, is down 22-6 to Cal. So Spartans got some work to do, and Mohawk is trying to close out Keystone Oaks, and they would get on to the second round. Now Mohawk's going to go on the road for their second round. They're going to be on the road the rest of the way, it looks like. So they will not have the luxury. Tonight's going to be probably the final game at Warrior Stadium. Elwood City off tonight, so they play next week as they got a bye. And those two are on the same side of the bracket. So maybe, just maybe, we could get an Elwood City Mohawk showdown in the playoffs. Not trying to foreshadow, but
yeah, well, potentially is there, so we'll just have to see how that all determines. Right now, they're going to help the player off the field here.
Matthew Toman is the one getting help off. It's his left ankle, and he is having help with 10.5 to go, 10:32 to be exact. And back to game action here. It's 4th down and 1 for this Jeannette offense, and this is a get-off-the-field spot in a big way for this Neshannock defense. Any chance to advance and win this game, they have got to make a stop here on 4th down. Brown last time followed his center. He's up under center again, and they got movement up front.
Huge play.
And it's on Jeannette. It's going to back them up 5 and bring up 4th down and 6.
Yeah, I'll put a ball back at midfield. That 5 yards gives you a little breathing room. It also gives Brown breathing room. Now he can go back into the shotgun and run like an RPO, something that he can decide what he wants to do with the ball. So pressure both ways, but anytime you can back up your opponent, you want that to happen.
4th down and 6. He drops back like he's going to punt. Nobody goes back to receive for Neshannock. Brown will punt it away. It's a high twisting one. And calling for the fair catch and sliding at the 30 is Eakin. And he called for the fair catch. There was contact, no flag. Neshannock turning around asking for a flag, and they won't get one. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Lancers. So they get the stop with 9:52 to go. The question is now, can they find the offense as we're getting late in this fourth quarter?
Well, they got off the field. That's the most important thing defensively here for the Lancers. Just under 10 minutes here to play. They got to find a way to get into the end zone and want to get into the end zone as fast as they can to preserve most of this clock, because they're going to have to make another stop minimum to get a chance to tie this ball game up. So right now, this offense has its work out from. They are 69 yards away from pay dirt.
Nico Madura and a quarterback again. Gino Mazzacco left the game with an injury in the second quarter. It's been Madura's show the rest of the way. They have struggled offensively. Pressure coming. Madura is going to have to get rid of it. He can't. He lost the football. It is out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Neshannock back near the 20-yard line. It's going to be near an 11-yard loss. Madura is slow to get up, and Neshannock continues to go in reverse in the second half, down by 14.
That's a huge loss on 1st down, as that ball goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Loss of 11, maybe 12 on the play. And holy moly, that's the worst-case scenario here for the Lancers. They almost lost the ball, so now they're forced to throw the ball here on 2nd down.
2nd and 23 for this freshman quarterback, trying to find a big play. It's been a tough night for the receivers. Little slip screen, Beeman near side. Follows blocks, Beeman up the field. Beeman a 1st down, pushed out of bounds on his own sideline. Driven out of bounds by McAllister Steele. He's close to a 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and call it about 4. So they got all of that almost back on that safe throw. Second completion for Madura. Yeah. First catch tonight for Beeman.
Well, they're bringing the house. The last 2 plays, they've been bringing everybody, trying to challenge this freshman to make plays. And that time he was able to find Beeman to make the play. Here's another offsides as he was able to draw off the left end.
Now it's going to be enough for a 1st down. 8th penalty tonight on Jeannette. Third time tonight they've drawn offsides for a first down. And that is a much-needed first down for this Neshannock offense as we are down to 9:19. They need 2 touchdowns to tie this thing and force overtime. Trying to advance against either Greensburg Central Catholic or Monessen. Madur back to pass, scrambles, finds a little room, throws, one hops in front of his intended receiver and incomplete.
Yeah, right now that offensive line is being challenged by this blitz of the Jayhawks and are not really rising to the challenge. And it's forcing Madur to move on the run and make a throw. That time just a little shy of his receiver, who was all by himself, but he never had a chance to plant and throw. He had to throw on the run.
It's going to bring up now a 2nd down and 10. Madur out of the shotgun. And they are trying to find some offense here. He's back to pass, under pressure, throws over the middle, incomplete. Trying to find Cubelis. And again, they just can't connect. That's another drop for this receiving core here tonight for the Lancers with 8:55 to go. It's going to be 3rd down.
That has been really the thorn in the side on the defensive backs and the wideouts. They just dropped too many passes here tonight.
Greensburg Central, the last update we had with 10 minutes to go in the third, leads Monessen 40-32. That is who the winner of this game will play the winner of that game in the second round. And right now it's looking like it's going to be a matchup of conference foes unless Neshannock strikes lightning here in the next 8:55. Madur snap, hands off Eakin, big hole, first down to the 50, and finally they get hands on him with McAllister steal, but a big first down for Eakin. You can just tell right away he had all the space in the world to get it. Took only 10 seconds, but that was a good run on 3rd down for Eakin.
Yeah, you got to think about it, going more hurry-up offense here. I know they like to look to the coaching staff and make adjustments, but right now you may have to go with the original call and try to save as much time as you can as we're down to 8:30 here to play.
Low snap, Madur steps up, trying to evade pressure, got away from one, takes a hard hit, gets back to the line, and then he's going to fight forward for maybe 2. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 with 8:11 to go.
Yeah, under pressure the entire time, never had a chance to set and look down, had to go on the run, made a nice adjustment and pick up a couple yards on the play.
Big 2nd down here for this offense. They got to get some points here. We're down under 8 minutes to go. Down by 14 as Cubelis goes in motion. Snap. Madur looks, pressure. They're coming at from everywhere, and they get to him once again as he had to uncork that ball. He did it just in time as Nicholas Mendoza was barreling down to throw him to the turf, and it's going to be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, they're bringing a delay blitz coming in there, and it was Nick Mendoza coming in, steamrolling, and in the last 2 plays getting into the backfield, never allowing the quarterback to get situated to really stand up to make the play.
3rd down and 9 from the 43. So they take their time, down to 10 on the play clock. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass, 7:38 to play. Down to 4, now 3. They got to call a timeout. All kinds of confusion for Neshannock's offense as they could not quite get the play call in. That timeout, a Pontius Insurance timeout. Make sure you take time to save money on your insurance. Visit PontiusInsurance.com to request a quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. Game reset for you, 7:32 to go from Bledgy Stadium. This is a 4-13 matchup in the Single A tournament of the WPIL. And it is Jeannette, thanks to 2 monster touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. Kickoff return by Powell to start the 3rd, and a 60-yard touchdown run by Kamani Brown with 6:06 to go in the quarter, and it's 21-7 Jeannette.
Don't forget that 4th down goal line stand by the Jayhawks at the end of the 2nd quarter. That really changed the momentum of this ball game.
It did. It sure did. That was the drive in which Gino Mazzacco got hurt. Madur had a shot to score on 3rd down and couldn't get that. And remember, Neshannock did not take points on that drive either. They had a very short field goal. It would have been a tough angle, but a short field goal
probably
to try to take the lead.
Yarder.
Yeah, try to take the lead. They opted to go for it on 4th down and were stopped. Madur steps up under heavy duress, just shovels it forward. The catch is made by Allison. This is going to get dragged out of bounds near the 40-yard line by Sanders, and it's going to bring up 4th down. They're going to have to go for it with 7:20 to go in the game.
Little shuffle pass on the move there. He's been under duress the entire time in the backfield on this drive. Allison makes a nice grab on that shuffle pass and brings up a 4th down and 5.
Down to 7:04 to go. 4th down and what might be the ball game for Neshannock. He's trying to draw him off sides again and get that 1st down. There's 13 on the play clock. A lot of time ticking off the game clock.
6 seconds on the play clock.
Madur going to throw it. Near side, it's in and out of the hands once again. And this time it's Allison who can't connect. And that turnover on downs is going to cost the Lancers with 6:40 to go. The turnover on downs, the change in possession, brought to you by Madur Bonner Law. Make sure you protect your possessions, MadurBonnerLaw.com.
Boy, the drop passes here tonight are just adding up, and everyone getting bigger and bigger as this game progresses. And it's just an unfortunate scenario because they're the back-to-back on 4th downs on the last 2 drives by Neshannock cost them the ball, an opportunity to get the drive when they're in Jayhawks territory.
2 quarterbacks tonight for Neshannock. Madur and Mazzocco combined 7 of 23 passing in this game, and there have been several drops by the Neshannock receivers. We get a whistle here as the play develops.
We're going to have a false start against the offense. So -5 to start this drive here for the Jayhawks.
9th penalty tonight on Jeannette. Moot point now because with 6:38 to go, this is in their hands. And they can feel it as they may get one more crack against Greensburg Central Catholic. And it's looking like for the 2nd straight year, Neshannock with a home playoff game is going to go home early. Unless they come up with something here in the next 6 minutes. Brown hands it off.
Turnover.
And trying to get to the outside and shoved out of bounds by Allison, and also Griffin Wyan is going to be Mendoza.
Actually tackled inbounds, so the clock will continue to run.
Going to lose 2 yards that time, lose 3 yards.
And 40 seconds between each play is an advantage here for the offense when you're leading by 2 touchdowns.
Second down and 12 with 5:57 to play. Brown trying to get around the corner. And he got away from 1 initially, got to the 40. Back to the line of scrimmage for a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd down and about 9.
So a huge 3rd down again. Obviously, you got 2 more downs to go, but you got to keep them behind the sticks. Can't give up a 1st down here if you're the Lancers. Got to find a way to strip the ball some way, either interception, strip the ball on a fumble, hope for a bad snap. You gotta get a turnover here because the clock is down. Close to 5 minutes left in this game, and you're down 2 touchdowns.
3rd down and 10 for Jeannette from the 39. Brown is going to drop back, air it out, near side. Powell the catch, the 1st down. He dives to stay in bounds in Neshannock territory. And that is a critical blow to Neshannock's hopes here with 4:56 to go.
And it brings it out cross midfield down to the 48-yard line. And that is, like you just said, a critical 1st down here for Jeannette as they are looking to milk this game away. We're down under 4:40 here to play. Still 20 seconds to play on the play clock. And 4 more downs to go before they even have to think about turning the ball over.
252 yards of offense tonight for Kamani Brown. And none bigger than the 13 he just hooked up with Powell for in a 1st down. As it got quiet here as Mendoza carries to the outside, and a good tackle on the edge that time by Hayden Tatterson, who's played a lot here in the second half. Remember, Mazzocco played defensively last week against Laurel. He had started the game tonight on defense as well. And Tatterson has been one of those guys who has filled in admirably after Mazzocco went out. Clock going to continue to tick under 4 minutes now, as that's going to take the ball back to the 47. It's a loss of 5 that time for Mendoza. Doesn't matter the yardage loss. The clock is what's going to
clock is the
end up hurting.
12th man right now.
As they're going to get a flag in here as Brown
There's
lost
a
the
fumble.
football. And there's a scrum for the ball, but it looks like Jeannette's going to come up with it. Powell is the one who comes out of there with the football. There is a flag down all the way back near the line of scrimmage on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, we're going to have holding against the offense. Around the 47-yard line.
Almost for Neshannock, and that's been the case all night long. Several drops. They've misfired on a couple of fourth downs. They couldn't recover a fumble there. Dropped a couple of interceptions.
Take that back. That was against the defense, and they'll decline it. They'll take the first down.
Well, it's not enough for a first down. They declined the penalty. It's a
okay.
5-yard gain.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard gain for Brown, so it takes it back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to get a timeout called here by the Lancers with 3:15 to play. That's a Pontius Insurance timeout. To request a quote for auto, home, or business or life insurance, visit pontiusinsurance.com. Shout out tonight to our sponsor, Lou Parada. Big thanks to him for bringing you this broadcast free on lcsportsnet.com. Remember, our playoff coverage, for the most part, will go behind the NFHS paywall. So if Mohawk is successful tonight at holding off Keystone Oaks, then we are able to bring you that game next week. Video-wise, that would be behind the NFHS paywall. So we thank Lou for stepping up tonight to bring you this game for free. You can call him at 724-658-9980. Visit him at his South Jefferson Street office in Newcastle, or you can check him out online at louparada.com.
Well, they almost got what they needed on that loose ball there, but unfortunately, Jeannette was able to come up with it. Another big third down defensively here for the Lancers. We said that a little too much here in the second half, as they've lost the time of possession here in the second half to Jeannette.
Mohawk has won, by the way, 35-28 over Keystone Oaks. Pitch to the far side, it's Powell, and he's going to gain a couple that time, a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up fourth down at 8. So Neshannock's going to call another timeout.
Yeah, you got to use them now. You have to save the time here on fourth down, because clock will stop on change of possession if you're successful here on fourth down defensively. So you had to use that timeout there. They're down to one left.
So we get the restart. It's a fourth down now with Brown dropping back to punt again. Nobody back to receive for Neshannock with 3:05 to go. Again, Mohawk has won 35-28. Laurel's season is over. They lose to Cal tonight, so they are eliminated. Brown will punt it away, and they did send Eakin back to receive. This is going to take a Jeannette bounce, and it's going to roll all the way down inside the 10 and stop at the 6-yard line.
It has been Jeannette's second half from the opening kick or second half kickoff, and everything they've done has worked here in the second half. Even when they decide to punt the ball, they get a 45-yard kick all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's just been that type of afternoon, or evening, I should say, here for Jeannette. Everything has gone their way, And it's really just two big plays. They had the second half kickoff return for the touchdown and the 60-yard touchdown run by Brown. That has been the difference in the ballgame. But then their defense was able just to really make Neshannock one-dimensional and unable to throw the ball.
You go back to last season here at Plegame when they lost to Beaver Falls. In that game, Gino Mazzacco was 5 of 7 for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was the bright spot in that game, as Madure's going to have to uncork one deep, and that is incomplete. Looking for Cubelis. Powell had a chance there. Remember, in that game, though, they only averaged 1.6 yards per carry, 30 carries for 49 yards, and had just 136 yards of offense. And for the second straight season, this team has been neutralized on its home field. Now, last year, you looked at Beaver Falls, and, okay, they were a big physical team. They, had won so many games against this team. They had an epic game against Neshannock in the regular season and paid them back in the one that mattered the most as Madure uncorks that one. It's tipped and knocked away once again. And, Beaver Falls got healthy at the right time. Samari McCoy on their line was finally back and playing for them. They played a physical style of football, running the football for the most part, and they grinded out a win here. This Jeannette team is the exact opposite. They're young. They're not very deep. They have a good offensive line. They are a physical team, but they are an explosive team. And that explosion tonight is the difference.
No question about it. That has been the difference tonight. And here's that defense again, almost getting they're going to call it a safety. I think they're going to say grounding in the.
No, they ruled it in. They
ruled it incomplete. Okay. Yep. Wasn't sure if he dropped the flag or dropped the marker there in the end zone.
They might be discussing this here.
And there's the flag.
There is the flag for intentional grounding. So this is going to go as a safety. And that is the right call. As just salt in the wound here with 2:29 to go.
So they'll pick up 2 extra points and make it 23-7 with 2:29 here to play. And they'll have to do a free kick here from the 20-yard line. Punt the ball away or tee it up, but most likely just punt the ball away. But a heartbreaking night here for the Lancers. Just they didn't play their style of game the way they wanted. They obviously lost Gino Mazzacco late in the second quarter. Really changed the outcome of tonight's ball game. And you got to give Jeannette credit. On 4th down and 2 on that drive, they stop Egan inside the 1, just shy of the goal line. If he gets in the end zone, they take the lead 14-7. Who knows exactly what would transpire after that, but it was definitely a big play in this ball game. Not only losing the quarterback on that drive in Mazzacco, getting stopped inside the 1 on 4th down, and a tie ball game at the time, and they went in at halftime tied at 7. So here comes Neshannock. They punt the ball away here on the free kick.
And you think about that drive, and
they were establishing themselves in that drive.
You also lost your starting quarterback on that drive. Now, I'm not trying to second-guess anything the coaches thought of, but you lose your starting quarterback on that drive. You have a chance to take the lead with a field goal. Now, I understand, at that juncture of the game,
it's a legitimate question to ask.
If you're up 14-7, there's the difference because your defense then has a touchdown to play with as opposed to a field goal. If it plays out the way it does, and it did tonight, they get 2 touchdowns anyway, and you're still losing the game. But at the same time, the opportunity to take the lead at that point.
Yeah, and have some momentum going into halftime.
And have a little bit of momentum and regroup, and maybe – Madure comes out and plays with a little bit more confidence at that point.
Maybe a little less pressure on him. Because when he came on in the second half, he was already trailing 14-7 because of the kickoff return.
Right. Yeah, that's a big decision. And
that kickoff return changed everything. Those 2 plays. I really look back at tonight's game and just, give Jeannette credit. They made the plays when they had to. They made the stop inside the 1. They took the second half kickoff back and then put the freshman quarterback in relief really in a tough situation.
They're going to hand it off under center this time as Mendoza going to try to get to the 40. We're going to get a flag in with 2:14 to go in the contest. And Jayhawks just at this point trying to keep it in bounds, keep the clock moving. And they're going to move on. We get a face mask against Neshannock, and we'll see if this is the 15-yard variety.
Looks to be the 5-yard. Well, maybe not.
That is a personal foul. Takes the ball all the way down to the 31. Oh, that is a 5-yard penalty. I beg your pardon.
Yep. They just had to go back to the line of scrimmage to mark it off.
A team that is so tough to beat on this field.
Yeah, they watched them lose twice this year on this field as they lost to Elwood City. And Elwood City had a long drought to Neshannock prior to that win earlier in the year, I think in week number 2. And it was really been since then. This Neshannock team has been, playing great football, and it's unfortunate. But these things happen. You run into a team with some explosion, and they take advantage of it. A couple plays go against you. You lose one of your top players. Another player that you featured this year, and Edworthy as a running back wasn't available tonight. You drop some passes. You drop some opportunities to make interceptions tonight. It just, and in the end, you're going to look at it and say it wasn't Neshannock's night. Though Neshannock played, not a horrible game, just not a winnable game. And when you put yourself behind the 8 ball, it's difficult to really rebound from those situations. And, those are 2 big momentum killers, being stopped at the 1-yard line and then the kickoff return.
48 seconds to go, and Jayhawks will, on 3rd down, just have to kneel down, and they'll have to do it one more time. And they are going to be on to the 2nd round, first playoff win since 2020 as they come on the road tonight and knock off Neshannock in an upset here at Plegey Stadium. The 4 seed is done. Meanwhile, they await the winner of Greensburg Central Catholic and Monessen. That game is in the 4th quarter with about 7 minutes to go, and Greensburg Central Catholic is up 47-38. We will take a timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show. That'll come your way next here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Firefly Solar is a proud sponsor of LC SportsNet. From our regional business partnership to our community benefits agreement with local schools, Firefly Solar is dedicated to being an outstanding neighbor and beacon of economic support for the Lawrence County community. Let's create a stronger energy infrastructure while preserving the agricultural beauty of Lawrence County. Visit fireflysolarpa.com for more info about the Firefly Solar project. Firefly Solar, creating a brighter future in Lawrence County.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me and a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the Trib Live Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Mathur and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenopal or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Thank you for calling Axe. Where can we take you today?
To work, to the store, to Grandma's house. Axe can get you there, but it's much more than a ride. It's a joyride.
It's so convenient for them. We take them door to door. We help them get off and on the bus if they need to use the lifts.
I love the people, especially the senior citizens.
They care about us as much as we care about them.
Even if it's the same day, to schedule your joyride, call Axe today.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Did you know that 300,000 people in southwestern Pennsylvania are food insecure, including nearly 80,000 children? Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is here to meet this need. Through school breakfast and lunch, backpack, and summer food programs, the food bank's mission is to end hunger in our region. To learn more information, get help, or donate, call 412-460-FOOD or visit pittsburghfoodbank.org. Let's come together to make sure no child goes to bed hungry.
Post-game show here at Pledge Stadium. Neshannock season is over. They finish at 9-2 after losing to Jeannette 23-7 here in the first round of the WPIL Single A tournament. Jeannette ups its record to 8-3, and they will live to play another week trying to figure out who they're going to see. It's either going to be their rival from the Eastern Conference, Greensburg Central Catholic, or Monessen. And that game will, if it's Greensburg Central Catholic, would be at Greensburg Central Catholic. Those two teams met just a couple of weeks ago in the regular season. Let's look at the final scoring here tonight for this one. Neshannock jumped out in front after a stalemate in the first quarter. Gino Mazzocco, a 15-yard touchdown run with 1:46 to go in the quarter, gave it Neshannock a 7-0 lead. It took till 9 minutes and 7 seconds left in the half. That Kamani Brown's 20-yard touchdown run tied the game at 7. At the end of the second quarter, Neshannock goes down the field. Gino Mazzocco takes a tough hit. It was a bang-bang play. It was a legal hit, but he was knocked out of the game with what looked like a concussion after he was tackled on a run in which he cut back. He was tripped up, and as he was falling to the ground, a defender from Jeannette moving in to make the stop connected with him and basically knocked him out. He was down in the field for a couple of minutes, and he tried to get up, and he was wobbly. They had to pull him out of the game and examine him for a concussion. He was unable to come back in. From there, Nico Madura, they get inside the 5, and Madura is stuffed on third down. Neshannock opts to go for it on fourth down. Anthony Eakin is stopped at the goal line, in a momentum-changing play. Jeannette gets out of there in the half with a 7-7 tie. And then to open the third quarter, it was Jace Powell, a 90-yard kickoff return to give Jeannette the lead. They would not relinquish 14-7. About 5 minutes and change later, Kamani Brown, a 60-yard touchdown run, made it 21-7. No scoring the rest of the way in the third. 2:29 to go in the contest. Madur was called for intentional grounding in the end zone, and the safety made it the final score of 23-7. The final statistics for Jeannette tonight. Brown, 7-16, 101 yards passing. He ran 18 times for 156 yards tonight and the 2 touchdowns. Nobody else of any substance rushing the football for Jeannette. The next leading rusher on the night was Mendoza with 7 carries for 7 yards, but Jeannette does pound out 30 carries for 164 yards on the ground. Powell was fantastic tonight receiving the football, 6 catches for 80 yards for the Jayhawks. In the final game of the season for the Lancers, not a lot to really write home about tonight. 2 quarterbacks combined to go 7 of 26 for 61 yards. Mazzocco 3 of 12 for 38 yards before he was hurt. And Madur in relief 4 of 14 for 23 yards. Neshannock does a pretty good job on the ground tonight, though. They did run 31 times for 171 yards. However, after the half, Anthony Eakin only 26 yards on 5 carries. He had 50 yards at the half. Gino Mazzocco was the leading rusher at the half with 63 yards. Eakin only finishes with 76. A couple of other guys, Cubelis a carry for 8. Madur had 8 carries for 4 yards. They run for 171. But the big blow there, the fact that you take away your leading rusher along with your starting quarterback in Mazzocco, and this Neshannock offense, 7 different guys caught a couple of passes, but they just never got into a flow or had any kind of rhythm, even with Mazzocco in the game, except for that drive that he got hurt on.
Yeah, losing Mazzocco was really changed this offense for Neshannock tonight. They just became more one-dimensional than they were. Obviously, they always had the threat of the passing game, and he was having an off night where he wasn't, connecting like we've seen him in the past. But he's a dynamic runner, and he's a RPO-type quarterback. So when he's out to pass the ball, he can run the ball, and he can make plays in space and in traffic. And we've seen that on that 15-yard touchdown run that he had. We've seen that on the play that he got injured. And unfortunately, when Neshannock lost that, it was just too much of a hole to come back from, and a night where your receiving core did not catch the balls that they normally would, and you had opportunities to get turnovers defensively and dropped a few balls. It makes it a tough night, and you give the explosion of what Jeannette is, with Brown and Powell and others. It's just, it was a recipe for disaster, and unfortunately for the Lancers, their season ends tonight here at home in a game that I think they're going to be talking about amongst themselves for a long time, knowing that if they could play this game over again, they probably believe they could win it most times.
Yeah, they would have to feel that way. If everything was even and no injury to Mazzocco, yes, maybe there was a chance. Now, the other thing to discuss here, we did talk about it a little bit there at the end of the game. When they get inside the 5-yard line, not kicking the field goal with a backup quarterback who is now in there, they run the right guy to try to get the touchdown. But I just wonder how different this is when you get the lead, because so much of this game is momentum, so much of this game is psychological. Just thinking, especially at this level, like you give a group of teenagers the lead, they're maybe playing with a different level of confidence there. And I just wonder if Mike Bongiovannigo would be able to do it over again if he would have kicked the field goal there.
Coach Bongiovannigo probably will think about that throughout tonight, and this offseason about that call. Not that I don't think it was a terrible call, but it's a gamble. And if you don't succeed on the gamble, it could really change momentum, and it did in this game.
You're turning it over to your defense, but remember what Brown does on
and
first down, he gets out of the end zone.
As you mentioned, you lost your quarterback to get the lead and potentially have that at halftime. It may change some momentum in this ball game. And unfortunately, They lost that momentum on those two plays, on the fourth down inside the one where they got stopped, and on the first play of the second half on the kickoff return by Powell.
For the purpose of argument here, Nick Bender, 36 of 39 on point afters. That would have been about an extra point.
Oh, yeah.
So just something to think about. We're not, being critical of the decision or anything like that. I like the fact they went for it, but just something to think about how different this game is if you get the lead and go to the locker room at halftime with the lead. If this game maybe somehow is a little bit different, they may maybe change things up or have a better feel for what to do maybe with a lead and letting their defense be able to dictate. But they opted to go for it, and Jeannette made the play, and they walk out of here with a 23-7 win. Time now to give out some awards. Actually, let's go over the scoreboard real quick before we do that. One final time, the season over for Laurel tonight in Single A as they lose to Cal. And they are eliminated from the tournament, as is Neshannock, and they lose tonight. I believe it was 22-7 was the final. 22-6 was the final. Cal winning over Laurel at Laurel tonight. Mohawk is on in the second round, and they next week will take on South Park. That'll be on the road. South Park had a bye tonight. Mohawk defeats Keystone Oaks tonight 35-28. Elwood City is going to get South Allegheny. They will host that game at Elwood City next week. So they're back in action. If those two teams win next Friday night, they will meet in the semifinals to go to the WPIL final, which that is hard to believe. It's not out of the question, but Mohawk's got a lot of work in front of it next week when they take on South Park. I think Elwood City is probably one of the favorites to get to the final, but we can talk about that another time. Time now to give out some awards here tonight. First, the Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. Maley Chiropractic is proud to present the Play of the Game Award to Jace Powell of Jeannette for his kickoff return to start the third quarter to break the 7-7 tie. Maley Chiropractic and the Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor Jace for tonight's Play of the Game. He'll receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being tonight's Play of the Game. Video of tonight's Play of the Game may also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. To view tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and the full list of this season's top plays, go online to lcsportsnet.com. Click on Play of the Game. Congratulations to Jace Powell of Jeannette for tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Our MVP Insurance MVP of the Game award tonight, and it is no surprise who this is going to go to. This is going to go to Kamani Brown of Jeannette, who tonight turned out a pretty good performance in doing what he did here tonight. 101 yards passing, 156 yards rushing, the 60-yard touchdown run, tied the game, added the insurance. His team wins. He guides them on the road tonight, so he is our MVP of the game. MVP Insurance is proud to present the MVP of the game award to Kamani Brown of Jeannette. MVP Insurance and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Kamani as tonight's MVP of the game. He got a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's MVP of the game. To view the full list of this year's game MVPs, go online to lcsportsnet.com, click on MVP of the game. Congratulations to Kamani Brown for being named tonight's MVP of the game. MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win. Well, Jeannette went on the road tonight, and they won 23-7. They are on to the second round against either Greensburg Central Catholic or Monessen. Neshannock season ends tonight at 9-2 for the second year in a row. They end with a home playoff loss, and they're back to the drawing board. A lot of talent returning. They're going to have to piece some things together for next football season, but tough way to lose it here tonight. And we got technically two Lawrence County teams left. Elwood City left as well, but Mohawk is still alive, so we'll be with them next week. And just tune into lcsportsnet.com to find out what we're going to do as far as coverage for next week. We'll have all that information as soon as we know it sometime early in the week. And hopefully we'll be there next week at South Park to bring you the second round of the 2A WPIL playoffs. Any final thoughts?
Well, final thoughts is just this. The Lancers had opportunities tonight. Unfortunately, a couple big plays goes against them. They lost their quarterback. It was just a night that, unfortunately for them, was, once things started going south, they went south fast. And once you give Jeannette a lead like that, they know how to finish a ball game. And that's what they did here tonight. Give them a lot of credit for what they needed to do to win the game once they got the 2-touchdown lead early in the third quarter.
7-game win streak snapped here for Neshannock and a 4-game streak now for Jeannette as they are on to the second round for the first time since 2020 next week on the road, likely against Greensburg Central Catholic, their rival from the Eastern Conference. That will do it for us here tonight. And big thanks to everybody here at Neshannock for all the hospitality all season long. We'll be back for basketball season in a couple of weeks here. I'm sure we'll make plenty of trips over here for both the boys and girls during the basketball season, but that's going to do it for football here tonight. They do a great job here at Neshannock. They take care of us, the setup, the food, the access, everything. We really appreciate that, and we look forward to being back here next season to kick it off all again for the Lancers as they will get back to the drawing board and hopefully next year be able to piece it together and get out of the first playoff game and continue rolling towards possibly trying to get this program a WPIL title. But it's going to have to wait another year because Jeannette wins it tonight 23-7. Congratulations to Tom Pallone and the Jayhawks as they move on. We'll talk to you next week for Mohawks game with South Park. Again, just go to lcsportsnet.com. We should know something like early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in there as far as what our coverage plans are. And by the way, if you're interested in helping out with the coverage, reach out to James Dotson either on social media or through the lcsportsnet.com page. We do need sponsors going forward for some of these broadcasts to cover some of the costs and to hopefully keep some of these games away from the paywall with NFHS. We know that a lot of people are, it is what it is. But tonight, thanks to Lou Parada because he was able to bring you this game without the paywall here on the lcsportsnet.com. So if you're interested in helping us out as far as sponsorship goes, just reach out to James through the website. He'll be able to get you all the info you need as far as helping us out. And we thank Lou Parada for his contribution to our broadcast here tonight. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. Congratulations to Jeannette, and congratulations to Neshannock on a great season as they finish 9-2, but they fall short of their ultimate goal. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care, and bye-bye.